Like, come on, you just make somebody link. You gonna say hello first. Let's act like we have some common decency and courtesy. So at least say hello and ask for the link. Don't just come in here saying link like y'all pay bills or something. I'm gonna drop it, but I'm just saying, like, if we could just exercise a little.
You might well say that to everybody on this motherfucker, because let me tell you who bad for that shit. That nigga Smitty. Smitty bad for it, but I don't never take it like this, so I just dropped the link. But nah, but if you gonna call it like that, every nigga on this goddamn panel crazy.
That's why I said this for nobody in particular, because I know.
You started rapping cat.
She on her boyfriend ass. That's what it is. She on her boyfriend ass. I see it too.
I'm not a morning.
Started rapping cat, because I would say drop the link, kind sir.
Nah,
she everybody on this panel.
She miss Nightish. That's what that is. She miss her boyfriend. That she upset. Go ahead. What up, OG Nightish in the goddamn building? What it do? Boy.
Somebody got a boy. Lord ADS, you got one of your women upset?
Man, you know who upset, nigga. Go ahead, OG. You got it. What's going on, Nightish?
What's happening?
Cool, man. Good to see you, my good sir. What you got to say about this, man? Like, without us getting drugged some more, what you got to say, man?
I'm just coming in. What did I miss?
Well, his bail was denied. And we really kind of hung up on the fact that the stuff that they was really trying to. Oh, go ahead. What you say?
You talking about Diddy?
Yeah, Diddy. Yeah.
Fuck that nigga.
Well, there you go. Well, see, the women love Nightish too. I always see that. That's why I say him. So, okay, fuck Diddy. Cool. So, did you think that they dropped the ball with the charges? Meaning, like, they made it about him doing a sex trafficking, well, not sex trafficking, but the SMEX workers and all that. Do you think they really gave a full trial to him? Meaning, like, they could have hit him with other things instead of just.
To me, it's a cabal, and there's so many people involved that they don't want to touch. So they playing with this with like delicate hands. That's why we had three things that wasn't charged. You only got charged with 2 out of 5, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Right. So it's a cabal. If you lock him up, you got to lock up the people that kept the tape, sold him the tape, you got Cassie was threatening people. It's people that should be locked up, but that's not what they're trying to do. They just want to besmirch that man's name. They just want to give an asterisk on his name. He's just a part of a whole conglomerate of effery.
That's true too.
So yeah, because look at all the people we destroyed: G-Dep, Sean Poe, Biggie, 702. No, not 702. What they call what was them 3 girls that was with him total? Just everybody involved in it. He told Faith years later, you can come on a tour with me and it'll give you promo and then you can make it. So he didn't want to pay Faith to come on a tour with him. We saw the whole group, whatever that boy group was, he had crying. We saw go get me some cheesecake upset. Everybody that ever came in contact with that man feels violated.
Yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure, man. Diddy definitely put some bad stuff out there for these folks. You know, the power, we know he got money on. So with that being said, Nightish, and that was a great response. Now, we do know that the women tried to extort Diddy also. Do you think that might have worked out well for him in the defense?
Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So all they is used to. So Cassie had the lifestyle while she was with Diddy. Then she went and married the average man. Now this man got to hear about how to punish her. When the job was over with, she came back afterwards and said, if you want to finish, Diddy's gone for the day. So you mean to tell me the job was over with, he's been paid for, and you came on the back end and said you can finish me off? Threatening women. Listen, she's a monster, and she pregnant in the courtroom with this man, baby.
Come on, bro.
Just imagine somebody say after you get the shit in that bottle, can you clean it up?
Boy, you ain't shit
on a plane.
This nigga
Or
ain't shit.
worse, the fact that she FaceTimed her now husband while P. Diddy's giving her the business. She literally cucked her husband in the courtroom that day when that testimony came out.
But you know what? They made him leave too. They made him get out on some parts of them damn testimonies.
Not during that part of the testimony. During that part of the testimony, when he heard that, reports are that his face turned beet red.
He's a cuck.
Yeah, I believe
that. That's grounds for that expression right there. That's grounds for do you need help? Wink 2 times. If you think something to happen to you, cats, because what's going to happen is, I already said it. After that man has been sitting in that courtroom for that long and did not know actually what was going on, he's going to come back and probably try to sue her because the embarrassment. Bro, he didn't know what the hell she been through before he married her, but it's going to be seeming like he's going to be the victim because it's going to be seeming like he was tricked into a marriage.
Get spousal support. He get spousal support.
Look, no. Look, he can look. I'm finna show you something. He can actually tap into that money that she got from Diddy, because what happened is y'all be on the internet talking about. Look, I'm finna show you something. Y'all be talking about body count. This is the reason why body counts means something.
Hold on real quick.
Bro, that man married that woman not knowing the extent.
Go off the goddamn.
I'm finna show.
Nah, I don't want to show. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me address him. Sneak, you want to read the super chat?
Yes, please.
Lordy G.
Shout out to Anton real quick. Hey, boo. Shout out to the combat vet with the $10 super chat. She says, "Stand the man, Autry. Welcome to America. Do not listen to those who have no way." And you do.
Why sound like Shanika in the bathroom?
She might be in that motherfucker bathing, dirty ass. I'm like, okay, my bad.
I like that echo though. It brings out your voice, baby. Yeah,
not the echo.
Yeah,
songs or something.
You say what, Warren?
The way that echo was, it sounded like she was about to record one of the choruses to one of her hit songs or something.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
it got an opera sound to it. It got an opera sound.
Nah, she's trying.
Get a black. I played it right. Take no. Get right. Get a black. Take no. Come on. Get it right. Take no. Come on.
Yeah, man. Get in the car, goddamn.
Hey, yeah, Shanika setting it up so she saw them getting millions with all Shanika done in her life. Said, man, they give me $2.50. They getting millions for this now. Get your money, Shanika. Get your money, Shanika. Don't forget about us, though.
Hey, let's start some controversy over here. Let's see. Drip, why you ain't never been on my panel?
Bro, you know what's crazy?
Oh, no.
Watch this. Hold on. Wait.
Answer the question.
No, I am. Hold on. This deja vu because, bro, on my mama, I just thought about that shit like 2 days ago. I was like, man, I ain't never been on Night's panel. I always go slide over there, chop it up with him, you know what I'm saying, hit the like button and just keep it moving. You know what, Nightish, I'm going to tell you the truth, like I tell everybody else. And for you, it's no excuse because you don't always talk about dick and pussy. But like I tell everybody, I can't be on these panels 3-4 hours and get talking about crying over women and shit. It just don't do me no good. But for you, you don't always talk about DNP, just like I don't always talk about DNP, but everybody got it. But this is my promise to you, sir. The next panel or whatever you want me to come, I definitely will come support, G. So that is my word and my bond, and that's facts. That is a good question you asked me because you do come support me, bro. So that's facts. I got you.
That's a fact, Drip.
That's fact.
Drip look, Nightish, let me tell you a funny story. Drip had to save my ass over there with them hyenas and heathen. The only reason I knew it was him because I recognized his voice out here.
Are you talking about in the Mo 3 seconds?
What? Boy, them folk were trying to tie my ass. Drip came up in there. No Diddy or boy. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
this nigga crazy.
My bad. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Here come. You know what I'm
nah,
saying?
nice, but I'm definitely there, bro.
Guys, bro. Y'all stand up guys.
That's a fact. I'm definitely sliding.
Going back to Diddy, real quick. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking.
You got to go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm looking at the some of the reports, and it looks like the judge is citing Diddy's history of violence, so he might actually get more time than I'm bargaining for.
He
I
got a
think
rap
all
sheet,
the
right?
stuff he got charged for, he gonna be able to appeal.
I'm thinking, well, I mean, any good lawyer is going to appeal that. I mean, that's.
I mean, it's to be expected though after the Cassie incident, and then giving him bail the same day that the charges come out. To me, that would be the expectation, right? He's not going to get out probably the next week or two if he does get out before his sentencing. So,
Well, a couple of months, because from what I'm looking at, his sentencing date is tentatively scheduled for October the 2nd or October the 3rd, with the judge putting in consideration to up the sentencing date.
Yeah. What I want to say is, you got to be careful. Like, if y'all ain't never been in a situation or whatever, you got to be careful with your violent actions, because what it does is it's going to be like without it being enhanced, it's going to be enhanced. It's going to be like a track record or a pattern. If you show a pattern of violence, what'll happen is a lot of the things with non-violent. Look, when the look, I'm finna show you something. When it comes down to non-violent charges, you probably can get out. But when you show a pattern
stick
of
to violent charges. They don't care about violence.
But when you got
Vic, let me
pattern
ask you a
of.
question. Did Sammy the Bull Gravano get out?
But see, that was that.
They
we can't
wanted.
talk about
They
him.
wanted. They wanted John Gotti.
Look,
Sammy the Bull
right.
was the hitter, right?
I know.
He had all the bodies, right? They let him go.
You know what color he was, right? Ain't he Italian or Irish or something?
One second. In the YSL case, one second. In the YSL case, Little Woody was a hitter, right?
Was he though?
Yeah.
They didn't want Little Woody. They wanted Young Thug.
Well, not really. But look, they still
Okay,
they
so
still
if
haven't
Little Woody
proven that
wasn't the
Woody was
hitter,
actually the
why
one.
the Young Thug never said nothing about Little Woody?
Because he might know if Woody really the actual hitter. Look, people are not willing to go head to head with a person that's willing to go farther. Bro, if you know I'm a hitter tonight and I'm on this YouTube content creation platform and everything, and we had a dealings and we got out of jail, if you know I'm actually still out in the street and you try to change your life, it will be at the detriment of your life and whatever your platform is to say anything about King Rooster, right? So you won't say nothing.
Vic,
you will just be you know
okay,
what happened.
Vic,
the point you was making is that the violence means something. If the violence means something, they would have locked Sammy the Bull Gravano up and let John Gotti go. If the violence meant something, they would have locked Little Woody up and let Young Thug go. No, they don't care about the violence. They care about the level of the person that you are. So Diddy is a bigger figure. So it's about, you got to think about this. You got to understand who Bill Cosby was.
The violence, bro.
But listen, Bill Cosby was called.
Hold on, Vic. Let the man finish, Vic. God damn.
Go ahead.
Bill Cosby was called America's dad. Not Black America, America, period. They couldn't let that continue to go on. You got to think about the magnitude of the people they go after.
That's real.
I know. Look, I'm in the great state of Mississippi. I know exactly what it is. I ain't nothing. Ain't no veil or ain't no scab or skin or covers over my eyes. Nigga, I ain't got crocodilian eyes. I know exactly what what's going on, bro. This whole movement is to deplete certain black men of power, of money. So when something happens in the United States, you will have no funds or the ability to create your own group or protect your own people. That's all it is, bro. But don't send no people in the black suits with mind.
I disagree. You think Diddy, so you think that Diddy think he's black?
Damn.
No, he looked like a Somalian, bro.
Listen.
I think he thinks he's rich.
The famous quote by Jay-Z was, "I'm not black, I'm OJ." Diddy didn't do this 1 year. Diddy did this for more than 30 years.
You know what that means? When Jay-Z
what
said,
it means
I'm
is
not
that
black.
What it means is that the level of money that he's playing with gives him this whole thing is just because he went after Diageo. If he wouldn't have went after that people that made Ciroc, we wouldn't be here today.
Well, worse than that, you guys need to look up the CEO of Diageo and find out what her position was before she became CEO of Diageo. If I were Diddy and I were to shake hands with that woman and I found out what she did prior to that, I'd be like, look, it's $1 billion deal, but I'm gonna have to walk away, pimp. And I'm sorry, the money is good, but not that good. I'm gone. Bye. Have a nice day. Go fool somebody else.
Let me ask this question. I got this question. Nidus, you can answer this if you want. Whoever else want, you do logistics of law. So, what's the difference between the optics of Diddy's case and the optics of Epstein's case?
Nothing. It's the same case.
You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. All right, okay.
So the same thing they do with him, the same thing they're doing with him. They not finna talk about Hillary and Bill and all the people that's Trump and all them other people. No, we don't. Whenever those documents come out, it's finna be a bunch of black lines through there.
The difference between Diddy's case and Epstein's case is regarding the evidence. I had the opportunity to look at some of the evidence that they released during discovery, and the stuff that Epstein did and that they had on evidence was horrible. You could actually get him on human trafficking with the evidence he had. We'll put it in perspective. For these quote unquote massages that Epstein did with these young girls, he would actually have a calendar, and each day he would explain, like at 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock, I got this chick coming over for this massage. And it would go. He was so nasty that it would actually describe all the way down to the bra and panties that this chick was wearing. That's how nasty this dude was. And these chicks, they weren't chicks, they were girls. These people were anywhere from like 14 to about 17, 18 years old. That's how horrible it was. And they had all of that. And then there was a couple of other pictures. Thank God those were blurred out because of the motion to seal that the late Virginia Giuffre provided to the Department of Justice. And those were horrible. And then, of course, President Trump, who everybody says was hanging out with him, also provided evidence. And some of his employees, Trump's employees down at Mar-a-Lago were witnesses because Epstein got caught trying to hit on the 13-year-old girl of one of Trump's employees. That's what started all of that stuff. All of that is discovery. With P. Diddy, you didn't have that much stuff. You just had P. Diddy beat the hell out of somebody. That's it. That's not really enough. P. Diddy went from New York to Las Vegas with an escort. Okay. That would be something had Cassie not consented, had the other girl not consented. They consented. Game over. That's the big difference. And it's all of it.
Shout out to my lawyer.
Thank you for that.
I want to ask a question. How do you hire a 13-year-old? What was her job? Was she a flower girl or something? Cause that's crazy, bro. If you got
hold on.
You don't hire her.
Nah, but hold on. But real quick though, I mean, I had my first job at 13 and 9 months, bro. Like, bro. I don't know what state, I know what you mean. But you can legally work at like 14, bro, with a work permit in America.
But I know, but I'm saying, bro, you got to think about this.
Parents consent, though, right?
No, look at the caliber of these people, bro. Look.
So if your daughter was somewhere with Epstein, lock your damn parents up too.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, okay, so wait. Hold on.
And you got to say the same thing about the kids that was with Michael Jackson.
And R. Kelly too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
What the hell are you doing pimping your 18? I went to one of his concerts in North Carolina, by the way, and they were checking IDs like crazy for the women that wanted to be around him. You had to be 18. So the question is, who the hell were giving these girls fake IDs? But the other thing is for the moms and dads that were pimping their daughters out there, what the hell were you thinking?
They don't care. Listen, I don't know if you can find these old clips, but when Hugh Hefner was alive, he used to have these things where the parents would bring their daughters and stuff in to be bunnies, and almost none of them was ever 18.
Mm-hmm.
He would say, how old is she? So you got her in a bra and panties. She in here in front of me. How old is she? She's going to be 18 next year. So why is she in here now?
But see,
so your parents took you at 17 years old to stand in front of a man who probably was in his 60s then.
But see, that's the reason why it was able to be done like that, because it was like a star program. It was like a academy. It was something that was supposed to promote young future stars of America or whatever. That's the twist that crazy people will put on pimping, right? You got young girls that are trying to be they might have a certain thing. They can read, write, spell good. They are talented in certain things. They can go on commercials and everything. See, what he did was, Hugh Hefner, what he did was he built a scholarship program. And see, when you do that, just like in our neighborhoods, when you do it, just like in the black church, when you do certain things like that, now it's not, this is ain't downright dirty and cruddy. Somebody could benefit off it. It can change some families' lives just because you have this young kid, boy or girl, that puts a little twinkle in
Vic, can I
somebody's
ask you a
eye
question right quick?
because that's what they looking.
Once again,
Bro, yeah.
Vic, we got to stay on topic, bro.
Can I ask you a question right quick, Vic?
No, I'm telling you how it happened.
Okay.
It wasn't just no downright this and that dirty stuff.
I disagree
What
with
they
you.
did
Can I ask
was,
a question right quick?
yes, you do.
Do you
can
know who
ask.
John Benet Ramsey is?
I heard that name. I heard that name before.
I was in
These
Child and Little
celebrities, man.
Pageants. They had a show that was on Netflix. I forget the name of it.
Oh yeah, I know who that is. That girl that came up missing. The young girl out of Texas that came up missing. Yeah.
Colorado.
What was the name of that show that was on Netflix with all the little girls dancing and?
No. Netflix wasn't even around when that happened.
No, what I'm saying is Netflix had a show on about these little girls in these pageants.
Documentary on it. They still do it right now today.
My point is,
right along with
we have a sick society where they normalize all these things, and we sit up here and we act like we don't see that sick society. It's another show that be on with a bunch of little girls that look like they're doing stuff that the college girls do in the South.
Well, that was the reason why I got rid of my Netflix account. There was a movie that they had on.
You talking about Cutie? Yeah. So that's what Hustler must be talking about.
Yes.
What was the name of it?
Cuties.
Cuties, yes.
It's called Mignon. The original name of the movie is Mignon, but it means the same shit. It means cute in French. But the thing is when they showed the preview of those 10, 11-year-olds dancing provocatively at a gentleman's club in front of people my age, and when the backlash happened, and the director of that movie, who is Syrian, defended it, at that point, I was like, okay, look, I appreciate the fact that I can still order, get DVDs and Blu-rays from you guys, but I want my freaking $19 back. And I haven't went back to Netflix since.
Right. But I'm going to show you something. A lot of people get away with certain things because even though it is what it is on the dirty side of it, when it's low budget, they call it one thing. But when you get into the upper echelon side of it, they call it business and prosperity, bro. Y'all don't understand. A lot of this shit that y'all doing in the lower levels, that's why y'all going to jail. But this other people that doing the same thing, they get a yacht or a boat or might have a brand new car behind the situation. Bro,
if I
Cuties wasn't the only thing like that. There's other shows where they had moms going to these things, especially in the South, where they got these little girls, what looks like cheer dancing or whatever else, but they in spandex and whatever else. Now, me looking at it as a father, as some babies, I don't blame the babies. I blame the adults. And they got some teacher in there that's over whatever, telling them dance like this and do it.
I know what you're talking about.
If you go and look back at Destiny Child, when Beyonce was hella young, when they used to be practicing in that living room, a young I forget the group member's name. They was doing the same thing.
The dancing dolls.
The dancing dolls. Yeah, the dancing dolls.
Dancing dolls. That's what he talking about. And guess what? You know what? One of the main people that made it big, I think that girl came out of Alcorn College or Jackson State, Mississippi. And Nightish, I know what you be talking about, bro. Come on. You trying to pick my brain, but look, I don't keep up with these celebrities and what they do, but it was a lot of people, and the stages was packed and filled with all sorts of people. And I can tell you, a lot of those men wasn't there because they had kids on the ground, on the floor performing, bro. I'm telling you, a lot of those women wanted. They were seeking stardom. So when you get in a situation where people are seeking stardom, they will do what you say and do what you ask. They will become a yassam type of person, no matter how it goes.
Them wasn't women. Them was kids.
Them was kids. They was high school kids, and a lot of them weren't even at graduating level.
Some of them were junior high.
Some of these things wasn't no damn high school kids neither. These is little girls.
And then they brought out the babies. Look,
I mean, elementary school kids.
They brought out the babies. Even babies performed in that. I know what you talking about, Nighties. You got to say whenever you trying to bring up something, re-jog my memory because it don't bother me to talk about this.
Man, we ain't got time to be re-jogging your goddamn memory on the stream. We understand that you know a lot, Rooster. That's cool. But we ain't. We gotta stay on the topic. We gotta keep it moving. Everybody else gotta talk. But I'm still on your ass about hustling muscle. I'm fucked up about that. I'm telling you. Once again.
Well, tell them I'm sorry, man. Look, it ain't nothing. I still mess with him.
Hustle muscle.
Nothing, but no, we was just messing with him though. I was just messing with him. Ain't no hate. Ain't no hate for what he doing.
I got you.
Yeah, because he could have ended up in a Diddy case at around 2020.
Lord,
shit, all right. Hell yeah.
You
put that baby in the wrong one, boy. I look, these niggas be getting their checks and looking at mine. They be talking about child support, and I ain't never been on it, man. I be laughing at that shit.
Hold on.
All right.
So, Shanika, what you think about the results from the trial? What you think, or was you even paying attention, or did you even give a fuck?
No, I wasn't around to hear it. So, what did they say?
He only got guilty charges on 2 of them. Well, let me say this. One thing I didn't know, that the DV charge wasn't even on it wasn't even a charge. They thought they was gonna play that damn that video, and really shut down the whole case. And it didn't work for him like that. It didn't work for him like that at all. That's what's crazy. So the fact that he actually got that video played and still beat it, it's crazy work. That's insane work. I mean, not beat it, but they didn't actually, charge nothing to that. That's insane.
He was acquitted of 3 out of the 5 charges. Oh man.
Yeah.
And they broke the ball. They
This goes back to what you talked about when you first started your show, and we were talking about the videos. Remember when I told you the rest of that video came out regarding Diddy and this, him fighting Cassie for the cell phone? The same thing. The majority of the freak off videos, Diddy wasn't even there.
That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. That's what I was saying, bro. Like, I think them folks in New York dropped the ball, bro. Because if you got a 98% conviction rate and you couldn't get nothing off that shit with Diddy, somebody was either tampered with or y'all wasn't really trying to do nothing but smear the man's name.
But he wasn't there because I think, like what Nightis was saying, he was an asset. He was the Jeffrey Epstein of the black community. He was definitely recording people for blackmail purposes. He didn't have to be there to be the extortionist that he was.
That makes sense too. I got you. All right. Make a little sense.
Especially when the girl from Ciroc and Adagio happened to be the top person for the Israeli Mossad intelligence agency before, working for Adagio and eventually Ciroc.
See, that's why my lawyer Juan Pacheco, he a motherfucker. Trying to tell you, y'all better get y'all shit together. Nah, that's crazy though. But see, that's why I think what's gonna happen with the shit with Carmelo. I think when that video drop for real, and everybody can see for real, I think they're gonna drop a bomb on our ass, bro. Real shit. Watch.
But they said when Diddy rented those houses that he had a crew of people coming in there setting up cameras everywhere. So we don't know what, and we never heard that they got all these recordings of whatever he recorded.
That's facts too.
Just think about when he got arrested, how many people quit whatever jobs they had.
Facts. Everybody started dropping down. Shit. Abercrombie, he dropped down. Motherfuckers, senators and mayors and shit. So getting man, a lot of shit going on.
So yeah,
guess
when
what?
that
Garth
bread
Brooks
comes
caught the
into
same
play, that's
case.
a different conversation.
Yeah, because that boy Garth Brooks, he caught the same case, and ain't nobody said shit about that shit. Yeah, ache you, break your heart, white boy. Ain't nobody said shit.
Bill Cyrus, right?
Yeah, nah, that wasn't. Nah, that was Garth Brooks. Billy Ray Cyrus might got one too, but Garth Brooks caught one the same time Diddy caught, and the mayor of New York caught one. We ain't heard shit about that.
His charges got dismissed. Remember?
Oh my God,
The
I
Trump
be
came
damn.
off.
Yeah, and see that's the thing. What's his name? Juan.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's think about this. O.J. Simpson in high school had a great case. Went away. What's his name? Gronkowski.
Yep.
Similar kind of case. Went away. If they want you to be an athlete, if they want you to be, it depends on the level of your star status. They're not finna just lock up Al Pacino. They're not finna just lock up. Because when I think about all this stuff, forget Weinstein, forget Diddy. I always think of Hugh Hefner. Yeah. They used to say they was doing coke and quaaludes in the grotto.
Exactly. If it were me or Unite doing quaaludes with Drip, we would be hearing boom, boom, FBI, open up. You would see like men in black suits coming in like
damn, not to be in black suits.
That was on Playboy After Dark. You had Cosby, Dick Gregory, you had just so many Burt Reynolds. It was so many people. They're not finna lock everybody up. Hugh Hefner had I don't know how many divorces, and all them women kept their mouth shut. Forget Camille Cosby never had nothing to say about whatever Bill was doing.
Still married to this day, like 70
Still married to this day.
Years going strong, both of them.
That's wild, bro.
Y'all think that plays into the fact that women, but everybody can be manipulated into thinking that you weren't coerced or you weren't groomed into that lifestyle. You were an adult that was making decisions. And a lot of them people grow into adults thinking that, yes, I actively participated, not realizing that they were groomed to participate that way. Your mind was shaped to make this behavior look acceptable.
Yeah, Diddy was groomed. That was that's what Dapper Dan was saying. Dapper Dan said, I knew his mom and his daddy. His mama and daddy groomed his daddy passed when he was young, but his mama groomed him. They're saying that the real vampire behind this, Diddy wasn't the only one getting that damn IV drip. His mama was too.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at all of the Diddy girls, Lil' Kim was looking like Diddy mama.
Mary J. Blige, when you look at it.
And white tips.
All of them. They was little versions of Diddy mama.
What it is for people playing that like to play the race card a lot. What it could be is they take a black guy or they take an Asian dude or they take a Latino guy, and what they'll do is they'll build you up, and you'll get when you're at a certain status. I know I've done it. Some of us here in the panel, other than me, have done it as well. You'll get big-headed, and when you get big-headed, sometimes you fall on your own, but you learn your lesson. The difference is when you reach a certain point, the people that build you up have to tear you down, but they can't tear you down by themselves. What has to happen, and I'm thinking I could be wrong, but what has to happen is they take somebody that's a part of your group, your race, your ethnicity, your culture, what have you, and they take those people to tear you down.
So we understand that Diddy went to the casting couch to become somebody, and he ended up with Andre Harrell. Andre Harrell was Clive Davis' boy toy. Mm-hmm. Andre Harrell took Diddy to Clive Davis. I don't know what Diddy did with Clive Davis, but that was the end of Uptown Records, and we had Bad Boy.
Yeah, and Max in the chat has it spot on. The Vampires, Clive Davis. That's why I'm wondering, for me personally, because of what he did to Whitney Houston. Why the hell isn't he in jail? Lior Cohen también. Why isn't he in jail? And then of course the guy that I love to hate, what is his name? Tommy Mottola, the guy. I can't stand
Mariah's husband.
Mariah's ex-husband tried to F over tried to F over Prince. I mean,
yeah. Hey, shout out to Sim God for that brother working his ass off on that truck.
Yeah, that nigga be working. I feel like I be going to work with his ass. Shit, he be up here. Nigga be in that motherfucker all day.
I
Get
felt
good.
like Quincy Jones had he not passed away.
Yeah, he passed away, didn't he?
And see, that's the thing about this is what I'm saying. They pick and choose. Quincy Jones was so damn zesty. My brother. And when we hear all these stories about Pac getting into it with Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson and Pac had a fight, and it's
Bro,
deeper.
they say Michael dropped him though, nice.
That's what they said.
See oh God, they say he dropped
And
him.
they say Michael was a creep.
Yeah, that was crazy. On schoolyard.
Cypress Hill, he ain't going out like that.
On schoolyard creep. Lord Jesus, boy, that is hilarious, bro. Not on Crip, nah, but bro, if Michael dropped Tupac, bro, that just shows you Tupac was really one of them. What's the name of them schools? Juilliard school type guy, bro. Like he really wasn't no gangster like that.
Well, he went to a performing arts school in Baltimore.
Yeah,
before, getting good.
Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, he was a shooter though. He wasn't really he wasn't a fighter. He was a shooter.
Shooter. He's a shooter. Okay. We'll go with the shooter because Nighty said it.
Because when he saw them two off-duty cops jumping on that person, he pulled that strap out. He ain't good with the fist. He do what he do with the tool.
The tool, man, on schoolyard.
At the same time, his mom, in his defense, his mom was a Black Panther. His mom,
yeah. Shout out to Afeni Shakur. Rest in peace.
Athena. She was one of the few involved in that incident in Jersey involving a state trooper, where she actually didn't see bars at the end. There's two of them. There was her and there was another girl that fled the country, went to Cuba.
Her name was Ashada.
Yeah, Asada. You're absolutely right.
And then his daddy, the other dude was Matulu Shakur.
Matulu Shakur, Tupac's mentor. But in either case, Athena, what a lot of people don't realize is that she had to represent herself pro se, and not this sovereign citizen. Athena, I'm sorry. I can't pronounce the names properly, guys. My bad. But the point is she had to defend herself, and she did. This wasn't this, I'm representing myself, and I'm going to pull out these bullshit sovereign citizen arguments, the you don't have subject matter jurisdiction, I wasn't driving, I was traveling type bullshit. No, she actually put up a competent defense, and ladies and gentlemen, while she was pregnant with Tupac, she beat the case. She beat the case.
That's how Dear Mama begins, talking about that exactly right there.
Yes.
That's real.
I don't know how many months pregnant she was when she was in jail, but yeah, that's the beginning of Dear Mama.
She was 7 months pregnant with Tupac when she was in jail.
7 months.
Damn, she beat the case. That's wild. Pregnant.
And then Asada, they don't know where she is to this day.
Oh no, they know where she's at, but the Castros and the new government in Cuba, they're like, yeah, we're not turning her over.
Oh shit.
Oh, you think she's still in Cuba?
It's been confirmed that she's still in Cuba.
So she in the mountains wishing somebody could. Ooh, that's a beautiful story right there. Somebody need to make a documentary. And that's the thing. They can say what they want to say, but America know not to be going into no jungles and going into no mountains trying to get nobody.
Nah.
Maybe now with the drones and everything else, but back in the day when they went to Vietnam, we lost the Vietnam War.
Not just Vietnam, but even here in the United States. You guys, for context, look up when you have an opportunity the Ruby Ridge incident.
Yeah, Ruby Ridge. Yeah.
So look up the Battle of Athens. Those are two battles where the FBI fought us and lost. And when I say lost, I mean they walked out. They walked down the mountain with their heads tucked between their ass. They lost big time.
Ruby Ridge was the one where they tried to move them white people off their own land, right, and tried to confiscate the land. Yeah.
Yes. And the Battle of Athens is when they went into the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee and tried to take these dudes' guns, and that did not end well. Just put it like that. They actually returned all of the weapons back to those guys. But those guys also, in their defense,
y'all gotta understand, you can't fight well on somebody else's terrain. That's the whole thing, bro. It's you can't fight well on somebody else's terrain, uncharted and everything, bro. You got to understand. I keep telling you, folks, I'm well traveled. I've been all over the United States. It's certain places, bro. You got people that look, they saying they seen sightings of Bigfoot. If you can't find Bigfoot in all of these years, how is you gonna find somebody that been living out there with him for years? How you gonna find them? Don't drop your head.
Who found Bigfoot? You say somebody found Bigfoot?
Look, no, they been
he said
posted.
they can't find them. Vic said, if you can't find Bigfoot, how can you do something with the people that have been living with Bigfoot?
That actually live there on their own. They know their nooks and crannies. They know what they built. They know the back pathways. This is like if I go over there to California, right? That's a different terrain to me. And I say, Nighties, I'm gonna kick you in your ass. Look, if I'm not used to a place that got back alleyways, main streets, and then also the viaducts or whatever, how you gonna find him, man? He could be standing right there. He can watch me pass him and say, "Hey, cuz, go get him." You can't fight people in their own place.
That's exactly what it is. So when you be hearing them talk about the Appalachian Mountains and all them hollers and stuff, they not trying to go up in there. It's a bunch of it's a bunch of places in Africa that humans don't go, but it's tribes in there.
Yeah,
and they everything they use to heal themselves all come from the land. They don't use they're not connected with civilization.
No, they're so in tune with nature that if you want to go in there and try to invade, good luck, because they can hear you. Some of those tribes in Africa that you're talking about can hear us from like 15 miles away. Oh,
and they can smell you actually, because guess what? We have been washing ourselves down with so much soap and everything. The moment you enter into their environment, that's just like an animal, bro. The moment you enter in their environment, that's why you don't hear crickets no more or none of that. Once you start to hear those type of things, that means a predator is around, and you might be that one that they are signaling to. They saying it's a person that's over here looking for you. And bro,
yeah, that's a fact.
No.
That's a fact.
Man, crickets, that's crazy.
Listen, when we don't smell it because we used to it, but everything we use, their senses are so used to the nature that they're in, their senses are heightened. They can smell you.
Yeah, I can smell people like that's why I don't. Like people be online talking about all them colognes and everything. I cannot be around a person that got a whole lot of like fragrance on. It messes with my sinus because I don't really use that, and I'm used to like I can smell rain. Like
Vic,
like
but
when
if you
it's
smell
about
like
to
the
rain, I can
boneyard,
smell it.
they gonna find your ass. If you smell like the boneyard rooster, they gonna find you.
No. Where he come from, they all smell like barnyard roosters.
No, you won't smell me.
Yeah, Lord, they don't smell him. He smells just like them.
But you won't the little drip. The whole thing is you won't smell me because I'm not the person that's putting on all this fragrance, this foreign chemical agent on my body. You won't smell me. But so far as if you got a trip to the doctor's office and you smelling like a fresh bottle of Brut cologne, it's gonna upset my sinuses because I'm not used to like smelling all that unless I'm around like women that want to be jazzy and fly and all that. I tell my wife when she fixes herself up, it's Friday, it's about to be 4th of July. The moment she spray that shit on her, I be going outside.
I'm the same way, Vic.
Mess my nose up. Like I'm
the
used
same
to
way.
smelling
It throw me off. I'm the exact same way.
It's too much.
I be seeing people that spray like they spray their neck, they spray their wrist, they spray it. Yeah, that's too much.
Oh Lord.
If I spray one spray on me, it's over. Like right here, I got this gray veteran. I don't spray this all over me. I hit myself once with this, and my whole nasal patches be off. Because I don't really wear everything I have is unscented. I wear unscented Mitchum.
Right. You know what? Ferg said some shit like that. He was saying black people don't need to bathe with like scented soap and shit like that because it ain't good for our pores or some shit he was saying. That shit kind of meant. It kind of hit a little different because the nigga stay with a bunch of shit.
It's not only
I
that.
do like that Squatch soap though.
I do too, but there are a lot of people, I'll be quite honest, and I was one of those people that they really don't know how to wear cologne. That's also the problem. I'll wear the cologne I wear, the Club de Nuit. You don't need to put that much on, you know, and I notice it because if I made the mistake of accidentally spilling a third of that bottle on myself when it cracked or when it broke or whatever. And no, that shit was so strong that, yeah, like you, my sinuses closed right up. Yeah.
Damn.
And yeah, I
like
spray
you
it.
stood up under the
I
air
spray that
conditioner or a
gray
fan or
vetiver.
something like pneumonia.
I spray it on my waist because I don't like it to be nowhere like up by my neck or whatever else. And even though I spray it way down there, it still be strong as fuck to me.
Gotcha.
Nah, the only thing I can't be around. I can smell when certain my relatives like drip. I can certain relatives that come around, like my brother, my babies or whatever. If they been in the house and they go into my room, my little baby sleep in my room. But like if one of the kids be outside, like my older son, and he come into the house, I can smell when he like been in or out or whatever. Because he smell like outside.
Exactly. So Vic, that's what I was just about to ask you that. Have you ever heard them old people go, you smell like outside? Outside has
fresh.
a smell.
Fresh. They say fresh. You smell fresh. And that scent is like it's a scent. It's like a different scent you won't get from a person that been around you all day. But it's like a natural, damn near like a human animal scent. And I'll be like, damn, go get your ass in the shower, because shit, that shit make your hair on the back of your neck stand up. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck are you doing to me? You know what I'm saying? I'm Papa Bear and shit. Cub came in the house. Who you been around? You know what I'm saying? If they been around little fruity smelling girls that got the lotion on, I can even smell who you been around. So it's just a different thing, bro. Y'all lose your look. Y'all can look it up. When y'all move into those big cities, y'all lose all of y'all. I'm gonna use the word thoughts of what birds chirp a certain way, or the smell.
Hypersensory.
Oh yeah. Y'all lose all that. Like I can hear certain birds and I can kind of tell you what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I can smell certain smells, like it can be flowers or whatever, people or whatever, and I can tell you based on the average scent or the perfume that somebody brings around me. Like if my mama come over here and she smell a certain way, I can ask my wife, did my mama come over here? I'm smelling something that resembles her smell. Did she come? And she say, yeah, she sure did. She came over here to pick up the what's the name, and that could be like 3 hours ago, 5 hours ago, and I can smell it. So that's why I don't put nothing on.
Yeah, so me, the strongest smell the smell is strong to me, but women like it. If I put some Millions on, I put some Grey Goody on. They can smell that damn whatever it is. They be like, they'll actually come up to you and try to smell you.
Yeah, that motherfucking Millions hard. That Savage hard. That Black Tom Ford. You got like gray flannel. You got that Bond. Yeah, it's a lot of them motherfuckers hard. I like that shit.
A lot of that stuff got hormones and pheromones in it, so you don't know what that is.
Hormones? What?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Pheromones.
Pheromones.
Wow.
Hormones is for the male attraction, with hormones is for the female, and the pheromones is for the.
You look at Screamers University?
Yeah, I seen some of that shit. I kind of got.
Okay, so what's the book? Duke Dennis wear a bunch of different little, colognes or whatever. Yeah. You see how India Love kept like sniffing on him and getting up on him?
Yeah.
And she's talking about his aura and his scent. But DDG had to spend all this money and take her out on. Duke Dennis didn't have to do none of that.
Yeah. So is it like so is it cheap? Cologne type shit going on.
Some of it is.
No. This Tom Ford Grey Brother is like about $100 for the little small one. Yeah, that Millions. What's that other one? That damn, I can't think of the name, but I got that. What's the name of I don't know. Whenever I go out though, people approach you.
Right.
Yep, because what happens is,
I call it the
see, a
penny
lot
dropper.
of people
Yes, that's
don't
what it is. Damn, let me
understand
see the
that we
name
are
of that.
not that far from animals. See, once you get a certain smell, it entices a certain thing, and it sets off chemical signals in your mind to say, "Hey, what is this?" By you being domesticated, that smell of what is this, it gives you a attraction to that primal shit that's in your body. You see what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of this stuff is made out of hormones and pheromones, and a lot of it ain't in, is to the liking of the
Creed.
person
That's what
that's
it is. That
seeking you out.
creed.
Yeah, Creed hard. That
Creed,
Creed,
Put
yeah.
that
mother.
creed on, boy.
That shit expensive too. That shit hard though. I fuck with the
And I'm
Creed.
finna show you
The
something.
Bond
A
number
lot of
9,
times
Bond number
y'all be
7
thinking
too.
y'all ain't got to use a lot of it. You're supposed to dab your wrist and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
rub your
You
wrist
hit your
together, and
wrist,
then
you do
touch
this
your
right here
body.
with it.
Yeah, and
I don't do that though
when
because
you
my
put it on,
hands on my face a lot. I spray it on my down by my waist area. What's up, Diesel?
What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, I was waiting on them to interject and properly introduce you. Welcome to the show. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are y'all doing? Sorry about my camera. My camera's acting up for some reason. I don't know what's going on with the camera.
all right, Mr. Diesel. What you got for me,
Shout out to
Mr. Diesel?
Diesel.
Rooster.
Long time.
I know, right? I don't even know why y'all got Rooster up here. You know he talk. He just talk.
Man, I be my hand been on the drop button this whole time, bro. Trust me.
That's all Rooster do.
Shit. What up,
So
Diesel?
I'm sorry.
I want to say something to you real quick because they actually got you confused with another Diesel one show, and boy, look at here, the troll was trolling, bruh. But I'm guessing you the real Diesel because your voice sounds totally
Oh
different,
yeah,
bro.
that's Diesel TV. That's my
Yeah,
guy.
good to meet you, my boy. Good to
Yeah,
meet
what's
you. Yeah,
going
because
on? What's
bro,
going on?
whoever the Diesel was, they was tripping. They was trolling
I
hard.
only mess with two of the laws. That's L.A. Wilkes and Diesel. Everybody else.
Okay, appreciate you, man. Good to see you, my boy. Go ahead. You got it.
Yeah. So the reason why I came up here because I was listening to the conversation about the whole Diddy thing going on. And so I just wanted to add a few things. So you were talking about the domestic violence charges and he'd never get charged with domestic violence. And that's actually still possibly on the table. And the reason why is because federally you can't charge domestic violence unless you cross state lines to commit domestic violence. So that would have to be charged on a local level, right? So Diddy still could have some local charges of assault on females, stuff like that. Locally, it's just the federal charges could not be prosecuted because the elements weren't there to fit the charge.
Well, looking at that angle,
So you mean after that woman signed
the
that
only thing that happened with that though,
Hold on, Vic,
is statute of limitations.
Roaster. I know you, bro. Please don't talk over your boy, bro. Come on, dog. You can't do that. Come on, go ahead and finish. Diesel and either one, you got it. God damn, bro.
So another thing I want to talk about was the RICO. So you'll find on RICO cases, they are semi-difficult depending on what kind of charge you have, right? So when it comes to this situation of sex trafficking and all that stuff, it's hard to prove what conversations Diddy had with other people to know he was paying these females to come and have sex and what the willingness of those females were, right? So at the end of the day, that's why you see a little bit different when it comes to like a narcotics RICO case. The female that the dude was selling drugs was living in, it's hard for her not to know he was selling dope out of her apartment, right? So you would have to be able to prove that they knew outside of a conversation that payment was being had for, having somebody travel to another state or something like that to have sex. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a hard case to prove, man. That's a real hard case. So I think that prosecution probably dropped the ball when it came to them trying to charge a RICO. Now I have seen RICOs where there was one person because all the witnesses were willing to cooperate that were involved in the RICO, and they just they were using all those witnesses to get the bigger fish, per se. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen that before, but this situation, it would be very hard because if Diddy was just having conversations with the females and he wasn't telling somebody else to pay this female or anything like that, it would be hard to prove a RICO case.
Yeah, I think the biggest kind of bridge was basically the one man RICO, right? The self-incriminated enterprise that one man was running all by himself. I think that was a big bridge to try to gap there for them.
No,
and then
that's not, but see, that's not the thing though. So you can prove that multiple people were inside the RICO without charging them because they're cooperating witnesses. That's the problem that everybody's saying. Like, oh, how can one man run he might have not have been running the one enterprise by himself, but the witnesses that the prosecution is using to convict or to prove this RICO are given deals to where they're not involved in the RICO because they're cooperating. You get what I'm saying?
Right, yeah. But also there was another piece that stood out to me too. It was a criminal enterprise that wasn't making any money. Now, the big thing that I thought they were going to get him on in this case was distribution, right? Because you don't have to actually receive money if you're distributing, right? It's just the point that you gave it to somebody and it was illegal. But we didn't even hear that in this particular case. I saw that for one, this wasn't well prepared. We'll start with that. This was kind of, I think, one of those things they were just trying to get stuff out of. And then secondly, on top of that, the message right from the jury. I mean, when's the last time that you've heard a jury laugh at a prosecutor, especially a federal prosecution? Yeah.
Lord ADS, let me ask you this. Is Puffy a piece of shit?
Where did Diesel go?
I do not know Puffy. I just know of him.
No, just your public perception of him. Is he a piece of shit?
No.
He's an okay guy? He deserves some kind of like compassion and understanding?
No, he's a sexual deviant. He has a sex addiction. He needs treatment.
No. The question I asked you was, is he somebody that needs some compassion, understandings, patience, and all this other shit, or is he a piece of shit?
If you're talking about references to pieces of shit, then most pieces of shit need treatment.
So he destroyed Sean Poe. He had to get kicked out the country. He destroyed G-Dep. He destroyed Craig Mack. He destroyed Biggie. He destroyed 702. He destroyed 112. He destroyed Danny D. Kane. And it don't stop. Chopper City. Everybody involved with him today is messed up financially. He never did them right. He just was a black version of what white people do to black people. And you're saying what? He needs therapy?
I can only speak from my experience. I wasn't there when these groups failed.
What does how many points somebody's getting on their record sales?
No, I'm not talking about record sales. What I'm talking about is that you got somebody in a 360 deal on a first record.
Yeah, but whether he's a piece of shit or not. I mean, business is business.
No, I think he's a piece of shit because I don't like him. Period. Fuck him.
Okay.
They fell for that, Nighties.
But Nighties, hold on, Nighties. Nighties, can I ask you this question? If everybody that enters in the industry can put up with it and have nothing to say when white people do it, why are they complaining about Diddy?
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I think Clive Davis is a piece of shit. I think Lear Cohen is a piece of shit. I can go on and on. It's a bunch of pieces of shit. He just was a black version of them.
But that's what I'm saying. So when it comes down to the black people that wants to get embark on a journey of success, they will let the white people mess them over. So why is P. Diddy?
Let me ask you a question.
Upsetting to him.
Have you seen that interview on Drink Champs with David Banner?
Oh yeah. I saw a little bit.
Did you see where David Banner say the reason why I don't sign artists is because the way it's supposed to work is that I'm supposed to fuck over artists?
Right. See, because
he did say that.
See, but I'm finna show you something.
So what Diddy did was said, okay.
Well, Well, I'll be quite honest. I don't think before I finish the next.
got done the same way. Shit, my bad. Go ahead.
It doesn't. In my honest opinion, when it comes to record deals, people F over themselves because you look at other artists that have literally the exact same deals. I'll use Armando Torres, otherwise known as Pitbull. He had literally the exact same deal that P. Diddy was giving everybody else. What did he do? He actually played his money properly. You know, instead of buying $10,000 bling blings that are going to depreciate in value the moment you buy them, or instead of buying that hot $100,000 car that's going to lose $20,000 the moment you drive it off the lot.
I'm conscious of Pitbull, but what does Pitbull come from?
Sorry. I gotta interrupt y'all. I'm so sorry. Hey, Dub, where you been at, man? We've been missing the hell out y'all. Shout out to A-Dub in the building. He said something the crew, how everybody doing. Spring flood finally over, man. We damn sure been thinking about your ass. Shout out with the 4-month membership. Big Wrench Gang in the building. Hiatus is welcome back, man. Miss you. I'm very excited.
What's up, Big Dub? Dub. Sorry for interrupting your entrance, buddy. But no, Pitbull had literally the exact same contracts that all of these other people have. So to me, if you're going to get mad because you messed up your own money, I don't mean.
No, it's not an anger thing. But when you think about Pitbull, that's why I asked a specific question. Where did Pitbull come from?
If somebody's going to be upset because their deal, they feel that they got the raw end of the deal when they literally signed the exact same, getting the exact same amount of points that the other guy did, but the other guy played his money right. That's a you issue, not a him issue. But the other thing is regarding Diesel was he was actually, to compliment what he was saying, they were looking at, if I'm not mistaken, the DV charges against Diddy first when that hat video came out. The problem was the statute of limitations ran in that regards. And then the other compliment that I was going to make to what Diesel was saying is that when it comes to your RICO charges for that particular reason, and this is why I'm surprised they didn't investigate this even more thoroughly. Usually, you want to make sure that the case is airtight before you go in there and you drop the bomb like that. At least on the federal government. I mean, if they come after me and they say Juan smuggled 15 tons of cocaine from Mexico to Nogales, Arizona, 9 times out of 10 they got my ass. Like they got receipts, they got text messages, they have.
Why do they have receipts?
Well, because they might be the ones doing controlled deliveries, and I don't know.
They're the one that sold it to you. Exactly. Thank you. But let's go back to Pitbull. Pitbull.
Real quick before you go into hold the Pitbull comment real quick. The controlled delivery and them selling it directly are two completely different things. I bought it from the cartel as a hypothetical. A controlled delivery is the trucker from the cartel got caught at the bridge. And instead of them arresting that trucker right then and there, they're going to go ahead and allow him to deliver the merchandise at my spot. And then they get us both at the same time. That's a controlled delivery.
Juan, I want to ask you a quick question, right? Didn't you get the impression too from the beginning this was botched? I mean, I had never heard the FBI leaking information, especially videos, right? Remember, they didn't have any of this information before they raided Diddy's mansions. And then this stuff starts coming out, right? Just like this little underhanded, like almost kind of PR smearing type of stuff with the baby oil and all this other stuff, emasculation. At that point, I kind of knew that they didn't have much, if they had anything at all. Now, I was surprised that during the trial with the witnesses, they were able to kind of exude so much information, right? And so openly. But at the end of the day, though, I just saw this as kind of really flimsy case.
It was that from the beginning. It's a smear campaign. This is just about putting an asterisk on his name. And when it's all said and done, I don't think you're gonna get really washed up. He probably sit down. Let's see, he been there. He probably sit down 15 years when it's all said and done. And he's not gonna be broke when it's all over with.
Yeah, lost your mind. Hey, Drip. Hey, Drip. That's what I keep telling you.
The man is a part of the system.
And he's not. You think you're gonna sit down for 10 or 15 years, brother? Respectfully. Hey, salute, Nightish. I'm just coming up. But you have, bruh, there's no way on the planet, man. There's no way.
You think all those government officials, once they got Puffy, they quit their jobs, was insignificant people?
No, I'm talking about the guy that even, and I shared it with Shanika, that my friend. But regardless of that, I want to go and broach what you were saying. Hey, Drip and Shanika, that's my point. It's amazing how some of the dirtiest, nastiest, degenerate people on the planet that say all this stuff. This guy, this and that. Hey, I keep telling y'all, welcome to America. Because if I decide to take a job and I accept 50,000, they pay somebody else 75,000. Hey, do y'all want a choice or not? And that's my point.
Jesus is behind stage.
Hey, will you do a 360 deal? That was your choice. So do you want America to tell you you can't get into the deal? I mean, we got to choose a struggle, Nidus.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that
that's what you were telling Juan. That's what you telling Juan.
No, when you do a 360 deal, actually, the person that knows how the deal works can actually be charged with coercion, right? They know they finna fuck with you.
No, Vic. Everybody in the beginning.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
No, one second.
If you
listen,
everybody go ahead.
in the beginning know they're gonna get a bad deal. They typically accept a bad deal and they think they're gonna make a better one on the second time around. So that's not what I'm saying. Okay. What I'm saying is that years later, after Faith has been on Bad Boy forever, Faith Evans, Diddy tells Faith, you can go on a promotional tour. I'm not going to pay you nothing because you're on this promotional Bad Boy tour. He tells Faith that. He tells one, he's not going to pay him no more.
Okay, your choice.
He gave him their masters too.
Yeah,
because
your
her breadwinner is gone. Her breadwinner was gone all the time, bro.
Hey,
her breadwinner, bro. Y'all ain't getting what.
So listen, I hear one second, Vic. When I'm listening to Stan, I love Vic. But what I'm hearing is a bunch of slave niggas up here that's okay with being slave.
Hey, well,
man,
first of all,
crazy, bro.
Wait a minute,
I ain't
Vic.
no slave.
Wait a minute, Vic.
Look,
no, because Niggas don't mean it that way, Vic. Hold up.
No,
he didn't mean it that way.
Telling y'all that
he didn't mean it that way.
One mic. All I need is one mic.
Thank you.
And cut the bounties on too.
Hey, thank you, Drip. But Niggas didn't mean it that way because he rocked with all of us. But I'm telling you, so now if you end up in a bad deal, you know, people even to this day is going to get a car with 25-35% interest. Now, are you going to be the one to tell them they can get the vehicle or not get the vehicle? I'm telling you, man, welcome to America, and it is what it is. If you want choices, you choose a deal, that's your deal. And you can say what it is, the law is the law. How about everybody get off of their fat ass, their retarded ass, and go to jury duty and change the damn laws? Because I'm tired of these niggas. I'm tired of these rat suit eating, not needed, slew foot, raggedy ass motherfuckers. You notice the people that talk shit all the time, Drip? And I'm gonna land the plane. I'm getting the fuck off of here. But
Drip.
Hold on. Go ahead, bro. Man, I'm just fucking around, Drip. That's for 90s because I ain't seen 90s in a minute. But hey, Drip,
you just cussing, bro. You talk. Okay, we'll talk.
I didn't say the B word, bro.
You said mother
I didn't say the B word. Now all the other words is out.
Let's be fair.
I didn't say the B word.
Chastise this nigga like you chastised me.
This nigga
just out of line.
Hey, Nice. You see how he did that when you call us slave niggas? And then he got offended. Real quick, real quick, Drip. On a serious note, Drip. On a serious note, this is what happens when we sit back. When we sit back and we don't do anything, Drip. This is what happens to us, Drip. Man, it's 2025. Diddy been in the industry way before he got in the industry, man. You can go to the Smokey Robinson and all them that were getting bad deals. It's 2025 and it still happened. What we gonna do about it?
Go further back than that. Go back to Muddy Waters and
thank you, David. Cadillac Records, right? They showed everybody. Yeah, what we gonna do about it though, Nice?
keep being slaves,
and keep complaining.
That's a good deal, boss. Thank you, master. Thank you for my butter biscuits and my cornbread.
That's my point, Nighty. That's my point, Nighty.
A delicacy.
That's my point, Nighty. What we gonna do about it? Cause complaining don't work.
Talk loud.
Complain don't work. Complaining don't work. Obviously.
What I was saying there, bro. Look, Nice. Did you catch what he just tried to do? He tried, when you said that these niggas want to be slaves, they automatically thought you talking about me. No. In these situations where they have clauses, bro, they have, even with police, they got due process, right? They got everything wrote down in the paperwork, bro. It's people willing to accept a certain thing because y'all niggas at the bottom. No, you were willing to accept. If I got the Diddy oil ready to spread down the crack of your ass in your back, and if I was Diddy's son, you gonna do it because you come from eating rum and fucking noodles, and your folks ain't got shit. You can
sound like a slave to me.
Look,
Vic, you sound like a good slave to me. So let me understand this.
Look.
You start this, so let me finish it.
That's what I'm
so
saying.
Diddy is sitting in the
They'll bow down to any goddamn thing.
No, listen. Diddy is sitting in the chair with shoes on, and a hijab mask, and a New York fitted, and he telling you and Cassie to oil yourself up. He ain't oiled up. You ain't got no shoes on. It's oil everywhere. He got shoes on and KY jelly. Lord you Jesus. As the man don't think you gonna be entered. You can't fight back because you greasy all over.
Damn.
You sliding.
Grease monkey.
Yeah, use a grease monkey. And this Diddy is over here with his shoes on, sitting in the chair. No drawers, no t-shirt.
Thank you, Nighty. We getting the hell out of there, Nighty. We go in the room and we see that, we out of there, Nighty. We out of there.
Listen, the Punisher said he came back 9 more times.
Yeah, that's facts. He did.
So that sunken eye, bald head bastard was into the game. So again, some people like being slaves, sex slaves, job slaves, whatever kind of slave you choose, you chose it.
Welcome to America. The choice is yours.
No, listen, 1 second. This is what they say about black people. Y'all don't even go to the damn boss and ask for promotion. Y'all just stay on entry level for the rest of your life.
Boy, I go through that shit every day. Look, bro, I go through that shit every day with the job.
Hold on, Vic. Hold on, it ain't your turn yet, Vic.
Bro, these niggas complain to me.
Bro, drop this nigga, please.
Yeah. Don't be triggered, Vic. Don't be triggered. I'm just talking,
bro. God
We're just
damn,
having a conversation.
Niggas, bro.
Vic, bro.
Stand nigga, bro.
What nigga get the fuck out the panel then? Come on, bro. I'm trying to talk, my nigga. You stay cutting me off.
No,
nothing, bro. Hold on. Damn. What? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm about ready to go exercise. Hey, family out, brother.
Bro. When this,
hold
on, bro. Let me get on this guy.
No.
Hold on, bro. When I say hold on, bro, I'm the platform. Vic, hold on, bro. Vic, when I say hold on, bro, you know what that shit mean, bro. I'm trying to reset the conversation, my nigga. You steady talking over me, bro. I ain't said nothing the whole show. I've been letting y'all cook, bro. But I gotta be able to moderate because Sticky not finna cut y'all off. God damn, all I said was hold on, nigga. That's all I'm saying. Hold on. Let me put you in order so everybody can get it out, bro. Come on, bro. Ain't nobody trying to get live like that, bro. I shouldn't have to do this to grown-ass niggas. Come now, hold on, Vic. Once again. Go ahead, Chanel. Chanel ain't said nothing the whole time. We know we passionate about the shit, Vic, but bro, we gotta hold on, Vic. Go ahead, Chanel.
I just was gonna say that to the people who are like still want to find a way for the perpetrator to go free. Instead of attacking the things that he's been accused of, now people are attacking I don't know, was it the FBI that raided the place and they got baby oil? So instead of saying, you know what, we need to put this man away, this man has done all kinds, we have evidence, or they have evidence of all of these savage thing this man has been doing for 30 years, instead of still saying, you know what, that's problematic. We'd rather say he got baby oil, and why they focusing on baby oil? It doesn't matter. They're focusing on a savage that you wouldn't want in your neighborhood, teaching your kid at school. That's what the focus need to be, not the baby oil. Who gives a shit about that? And the other thing I wanted to add was like this whataboutism stuff. It's like, oh, well, they don't put in jail or they don't prosecute or persecute these type of black people or whatever else. In most situations, I would say, yeah, that's probably true. But I would love to know who thinks this man shouldn't be prosecuted. Like, that's crazy. If what they're saying about this man is true, I want a savage to be put in jail and never let out. He's not healthy for the community. That's it.
Go ahead, Vic. Victor Hart.
He's getting his stuff connected. Hey, Chanel, that's why I keep saying to you, welcome to America. The laws are the laws, man. And I'm like, okay, we can want all we want. They didn't ask our vote. The laws are the laws, but we can argue on public opinion. And you see how that worked? You've been gang banging and, you know, in your profession, and you even went to the system and, you know, went through those things just like I have, right? I had people that to me, right? Because I have to be the fact finder. And then they walk, the laws are the laws. I mean, but if we're going to have a conversation, like you said, if somebody did all these things, I agree. I don't want a savage in my neighborhood, but the laws are the laws, man. And if we get off our butt and do something, maybe we can change them, but we won't do it. We just do what we've been doing for many years, just sit here and complain. And that's why it will never change. And you threw it. And I land the plane there.
Is big microphone ready?
Born in the 80s, crack baby. Damn. Born in the 80s, crack baby. Damn.
Word. Shit, crack babies. Diddy ain't no crack baby, nigga. Diddy a heroin baby.
Yeah, but the ones behind them, you know, they was born during that time. So I don't know what it is. They upgraded to ecstasy and what else they do, Drip? I mean, the pills and all that. Because I'm outdated. And you know, they just pop this stuff for fun. You know, I'm like, the biggest thing we had, I mean, me is just like, I know people doing certain things, but man, the biggest thing was the bumpy face. Shanika, you here? Shanika. Doing my drip voice. Shanika. Hey, Drip. Hey, let me ask Nigel something. Nigel, when they say the bumpy face, what are they drinking, Drip? What are they drinking, Nigel?
So what I want to say is this: is somebody making them do it, or they want to go along to get along?
Mm-hmm. I can't stand this nigga.
So in this conversation right here, what I'm saying is this: if Dapper Dan came out and said Diddy was groomed, and they say hurt people, if even I don't care, you pick a person, R. Kelly, yeah, lock him up. He's a piece of garbage. Lock up all the parents that brought their daughters. Lock up the maids. Lock up the security guard. How is it just one person get locked up? Same thing with Diddy. His people, his staff, the people that got the people on the planes and every single thing else. How is it just Diddy? Same thing with Bill Cosby. It's so many people involved. Diddy say,
so if they don't arrest everybody, they shouldn't arrest anybody?
Arrest every damn body. Mm-hmm. Collapse the system.
Not collapse it.
By the way, Mr. Knightish, I like your hat. You look handsome.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
You tell y'all Knightish a big player, bro. Yeah. Every time I always reference to they playing in your face. Yeah. Ask them, boy. That's all I say. That my boy Knightish say playing in your face. That's bad.
He's the big bro. He's the big bro.
Came up here with the Pittsburgh Pirate smoking a big cigar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, funny.
What?
Hey, Diesel, welcome back, brother. I ain't talked to you in a minute. Hey, man, but Diesel, he'll tell you he's a police chief right in my state, right? And I'm telling you, we put things together, and he tell you is that once we turn evidence over, I'm talking about on the military side, but he can tell you that on his side, he turned it in, they make decisions, his hands is off of it. And he's telling you.
But Stan, respectfully, I've been listening to Diesel for a minute. Diesel said his uppers is on that BS, and they didn't play games with him.
Yeah, and
exactly. It has nothing to do with the uppers. It's the prosecution, right?
Thank you.
So what we do is we basically gather all the evidence. We let them know what what evidence we have. We explain it to them and all that stuff. And on a federal level, they usually we suggest charges, but the ADAs usually come up with the charges they're going to charge. Right. So I mean,
so you ain't got a cat up off of the street. You think, okay, we got him. He gone for a minute, and then a year later, you see that nigga again. When you thought, wait a minute,
that has never happened on my point. I only did narcotics. I've never dealt with sex trafficking or anything like that. I only dealt with narcotics, and usually I had enough evidence to know that if he was out, before I thought he was, because he worked it. I mean, that's just what it is.
So, Diesel, let me ask you this then. For Gene Deal and all of them to go do them interviews, saying that they seen this shit, they don't have nothing against them? Nothing.
Gene Deal is a liar.
So the thing about it is you can't just take a person's word. There has to be something to go with it, some kind of evidence to go with what they're saying, right? Anybody can say that you did this and you did that, and if I just go off your word, there's going to be holes in it, or you can change your story in the middle of going to trial. Like, we never just go off of what somebody says. We have to have some kind of evidence to go with what they're saying.
And doesn't the prosecution have to agree to make it a case to send it to court, or authorize it?
On the federal level, yes, it has to. Like, you want to run it through the ADA first before you even file for the charges. Now, there's been times that on the local level they say they don't think we have enough, and we charge it anyway, and they can play it out in court. You know what I'm saying? Because we feel like there is enough, and they feel like there's not. But federal level, you will not file any charges unless the ADA says yes, those are the charges that you need.
And they typically say that the feds had this high rate of conviction. But the feds lately have been jumping the gun, and the attorneys have been coming in there talking about speedy trial. When you jump the gun and they say speedy trial, now prove it. So out of them 5 charges, 2 of them, they didn't want that 5th charge to jump off because that's a more serious one.
But I mean, it is so difficult to prove a sex trafficking case for an adult. Right, that is just very, very hard to prove when it comes down to an adult, and that's all they had was adults. They didn't have any under. I haven't been really following the trial. I'm just going off of what I know as far as my experience in law enforcement. Right, so I haven't really been following the trial. But are there not any underage females involved in this case?
No, none.
And that is a very hard case to prove,
here's
bro.
The thing. These people have been going to this so-called party for 30 years. Mary J. Blige was at one party. She was at parties from the 90s until recently. Jay-Z, Swiss Beats, just all the name. Trey Songz. Kevin Hart hosted 6 of them. It's on YouTube. You can see them live. Women catching hair on fire, people freaking in bathtub. It's on. So when they walk up to Kevin, they go, "Well, what do you think about it, Kevin? You hosted 6 parties." No comment. No, nigga, you got to comment.
But see, that's the thing about it. You got to have cooperation, especially in a RICO case. You have to have a cooperation of people knowing that things were paid for. This female knew what the arrangements were when it came down to it. But an adult, it's just hard. That alone is just hard, bro. Like, I think they just, I don't know, man. I think they just did too much, man.
But these are the people they talking to didn't go to one party. We've been going to that party for 10, 15 years, 20 years.
What do you mean the people they were talking to didn't go to one party?
So this wasn't, he flew somebody out once. No, they've been doing this. So what we had politicians quit, we had TD Jakes quit, we had all kind of people quitting because nigga, before he got to Airbnb, he had a staff come in and put cameras everywhere. So I didn't hear them say, we found all the film of this politician with this prostitute doing this cocaine, TD Jakes with this man, he's a power bottom, and this go to tape. Where the tape at? Wow.
Can I say something real quick? Do y'all remember that it was a night? What's that guy's name to come on at night? He's a comedian. Anyway, it'll come to me. But Diddy was on his channel, or not on his channel, on his show one night, and he was talking about this before he got charged with anything. He was describing the sex escapades or whatever it was. But what he said out of his mouth, and I'm paraphrasing, he was like, "Yeah, and we locked the door so they can't get out." And then the host of the show was like, "What do you mean? That seems like you could get prosecuted or something like that." I think it's Jimmy Kimmel or somebody like that. When I saw that, I was like, whoa, because Jimmy was like trying to correct him so that he could like walk it back. Kind of like that video where he was with Usher talking about they wake up the next morning in bed together, eating Frosted Flakes or whatever. It was very similar to that.
It probably was Jimmy Kimmel.
Hey, Drip. Just going on what Diesel was saying as well, right? So a lot of capacity, deputy, military, equal opportunity, and all that. We do fact finding. We do a 15-6, right? So now we think we got it all laid off. That commander can make a choice whether to move it forward or not. But if it goes to a court-martial hearing, it's still out of your hand. We just got to make sure we do the best thing we can do, dot every I and cross every T. And, man, some of that stuff, man, I was ticked off with, but I knew it was out of my hand because once it goes, everybody gets due process. So I love it when people that's not in the system don't know how the system really works. Cool. I mean, we're Americans, right? Welcome to America. But it's hard to prove certain things. And that's what Chief Diesel is saying. And he's saying, hey guys, it's hard. And every time he say that, well, this, and that. Hey man, the proof is in the pudding.
Bro, a lot of them niggas don't even know the law, Stan. I mean,
man, we had to know the law. And I told you, Drip, I had to be, with JAG, all these other organizations, right? IG and all that, we had to meet together. And I'm telling you, even some of those didn't work, Drip. Because we got to be the fact finders. Make sure we dotted every I and we would have conversations and whatever. And we make sure it's pristine. But when this is out of our hand, when we send a report,
I got a question, Stan, since you said that. Do you think the freak offs have stopped because Diddy's locked up?
Absolutely. Y'all didn't stop it when y'all was doing it, when y'all were growing up. Y'all was in the trap house. Y'all was in the trap house and y'all was doing this. And I'm glad you brought that up, Nice. You remember the growing up, the woman that was sitting up there with shout out to Coach Ferg, when they gave him a shake bag and gave him a pint of ENJ or Paul Masson. Is somebody saying something about that? No. This stuff's been going on. ENJ, it's been going on forever. And I'm telling you,
that's why I'm asking why. So that's the question I asked specifically. Do you think the freak offs have stopped because Diddy's locked up?
Nah, it's been going on before he was even born.
Exactly. So the public example of the freak offs was called Playboy After Dark.
Come on now.
They had a part that they showed you on camera with Sean Connery, Bill Cosby, Dick Gregory, Sammy Davis in the grotto with the Playboy bunnies. But what happened when they turned the cameras off?
That part, 90s. That part, 90s.
Yeah.
Did they ever lock Hugh Hefner up, or did Hugh Hefner live till he was in his 80s and 90s and died with some 26-year-olds?
Yep.
Y'all still going with the whataboutism?
No, there isn't.
That's what you're doing.
No, it ain't no what about ism.
That
I'm
is.
telling
That's
you,
exactly
if
what it
the
is.
law
If you're
doesn't
saying, why
change,
did this person get off and why my person didn't
we're
get
not
off as
saying
well,
that.
that is the whataboutism.
Hey, Chanel,
What the hell is a
I'm telling you,
whataboutism?
It's
Making up
basically
the damn
like,
word.
until
so
we
for example,
change the
if
law,
for example, if during the Black Lives Matter, whatever it was that was going on,
Lord
y'all
have
never heard
mercy.
the White Lives Matter the whole time.
White?
That's what I mean by the
Go ahead
what aboutism. So if all the black people are
You
just saying, hey, listen to us because something happened, and then you have this third party over here like, but what about me? And what about this? And what about that? Why y'all
gotta
ain't
change the
prosecute this?
laws.
Why y'all ain't prosecute
Gotta
this?
change the laws and stop flapping
I
your
don't know.
gums.
I don't know
You gotta,
what
Why are you
laws.
being so rude? Like, I can't.
Stan, you say you need to change the laws. What laws would
No,
change?
I was being facetious because there's no way you can cover all of it. I was being facetious,
Okay.
Diesel, because it's not going to ever be a one size fit all. I mean, due process, that's the best thing we have right now.
So even though I think Diddy is a piece of shit, he's just a cog in the wheel. Because if you're gonna lock up Diddy, how you let Clive Davis get away?
Again.
So I don't think he's just a cog in the wheel.
Refer
I
back
think
to my
he was.
previous-
I
You know
think
what I'm
I think Diddy was just charged with the wrong charges. I don't think
that's what I said too, bro.
Like he could, they could have charged him with something else, but they're just so focused on the sex trafficking, which is like I said,
Diesel,
that's a losing battle.
Diesel, I'm gonna say that name again. So what do you think about Clive Davis?
I don't know about Clive Davis.
Hey, nice. Let's stay here. Because
I don't know about Clive
if they
Davis.
would have, if no,
Clive Davis
yeah, but
had
hey, Diesel,
Harrell, Diddy,
if they would have went,
hold on, one mic.
Quincy Jones.
I can't hear nothing.
You said I can't. Hold on. You said what?
Clive Davis said Andre Harrell, Diddy, Whitney Houston, Quincy Jones, and unlimited people that you saw how they lived out their life, and they never mentioned Clive Davis' name. Same situation as Diddy, freak offs, all of everything, but they never mentioned his name.
It doesn't really matter. We're talking
So
about
what
this crime. We're not talking about whatever Clive Davis did in 1989. We're talking about here and now. What we know.
Even if you did,
what we know. We've seen it on footage.
Hold on.
Beat the brakes off of her, and you still not convinced? Like,
Even
stop.
if you did, so even if Clive Davis did the same thing that Diddy did, every crime has to have a victim. If they're not seeing themselves, if they're not seeing themselves as a victim, then you can't have a victim.
Right.
Then you can't have a crime.
Yeah, it's a bunch of victims. It's bodies.
Hey, nah, man. Hey, Diesel,
are you
what
talking
you
about
was
homicide?
going down?
I'm saying Whitney is gone. Andre Harrell is gone. All the people that I named that was up under Clive
Prove
Davis, his name was so the same
So
thing.
are you trying to say Clive Davis is the reason why they're gone?
I'm saying Clive Davis is a Dracula just like Diddy is.
Yeah, prove it.
Dracula. Sinner. He's a sinner.
Listen, even Dracula had people for him to bite his neck, bro. Like,
yeah, you have to let him in. Yeah.
So I mean, are we calling them victims even if they don't want to be called a victim?
So you letting them in, but you lacing their drinks and giving them ketamine.
So you should know when you come in, they're gonna lace the drinks.
That's a fact. I think they know that too.
But if they know that, then they can't. They're not. That's why they're not calling themselves victims, right? Because they know what's going to happen.
No. I can walk around a club, the nightclub here in Houston, right? And you could buy me 12 drinks or 5 drinks or whatever it is. If you then take me to my hotel room or your hotel room and do me without my permission, isn't that the same thing?
I agree with you. I agree with you, Chanel. But what I'm saying is that we have to listen to Cat Williams. When Diddy come and say whatever, you got to tell him no because you already know he's finna spike the drink.
Man, it's not in the court of law, and he can't prove none of that, and nobody's being convicted, man. You know, man, nobody cares about y'all public opinion. When you go to court, all of y'all, because like earlier, all these convicted felons and all that stuff, you know, they were praying every time they went to court, please give me a chance, knees knocking. And now you said, you know, I'm telling you, man, I told you, Dre,
no, that's not what I'm
hypocrisy
saying.
is real.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, I'm
What I'm
telling you,
saying,
not you, Midas.
let me help you understand what I'm always saying, because I always say the same thing.
You put the jacket on Clyde Davis, and you can't
No,
prove
well,
none
listen
of
what I'm
that.
saying
What
to
you
you. Now
said.
shut up. They do it in front of your face. They not
Come
hiding.
on, man. Come on. That's my shit right there.
And you
They
can't
not
prove
hiding
none of it
nothing.
in the court of law.
What up, Gaia?
They do it in your face, my boy. Yep.
You
I
can't
believe
prove
that.
it in the court of law. So
We
are we a country of
see.
laws or not?
So please remember, what Mr. Stan is saying today. When there are more victims, please remember to do that.
No, remember what I said. I told you, and I've
That's
been
what I
telling you
just
for
said. That's
months.
what I just said.
Welcome to America. And I'm telling you,
I'm getting shots,
it's
and all
a
I did
court
was
of
repeat.
law.
Wow,
It's a court of law.
sir, I was giving you your accolades. Stop.
Now,
Yeah.
I thought you was trying to attack
You sit
me.
on ready for me every day. It's fine.
Shout out to you, Stan. She giving you your
And
accolades.
she wasn't giving no
I know
props because
for
she
a
was making a
fact.
dig at me.
I know for
But
a
hey,
fact the
Chanel.
people said that Clive Davis gave Whitney the cocaine when she was young. I
Ray
know
J
for
gave
a
it to her,
fact
bro. Ray J.
people said that Bobby Brown
Thank you,
didn't turn
Drip.
Whitney out.
All this stuff.
Whitney
You
turned
can't prove it
Bobby
in
out.
court. You can't prove it in court.
You can if you get an autopsy that don't make sense.
No,
Man, they
watch
gave
this.
MC 10 of them. Shit, they ain't proved nothing still.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Just like all these rappers
So
that
let's just
magically
roll with nobody's gonna
disappear.
get justice. Stop.
Nah, I mean, MC ain't got justice. A lot of motherfuckers ain't got justice. And
Correct. Some of them people
Yeah.
in jail that didn't get justice.
Yeah.
But why we
Because you
gotta
can't prove it.
focus on
I
this
feel you. I feel
particular
you,
part
Chanel.
of
You
it?
right. You right. I
Like,
got
And
you.
Drip, you can't prove it. You got the police chief right here. If you can't prove it in the
calling
court
me
of
out?
law,
that's
Why
not
you keep
true.
calling me
Bro,
out?
you got to
They
get the
have
laws off the panel, bro.
nah,
I
man,
can't
because
be
you my
smoking my
brother.
peas in front of the guy. Nah, I'm fucking
Because
with
they
you.
don't listen to me, and I normally everybody talking that clickety clack stuff.
No. We
The
are
law,
listening to you,
the
Stan.
law.
We are listening to you. We listening to you loud and clear. That is not Jamie Foxx. That's a clone. That's
Oh,
not
my
Shaquille
God.
O'Neal. That's a clone.
Somebody
That's
get Nigel's
not
microphone.
See,
Gucci Mane.
prove
That's
it,
a clone.
Nidus.
I just want to say
Prove
this,
it.
Mr. Sand.
Go ahead, Chanel.
They can prosecute, and the guy that's a cop on here or whatever. Hi, they can go.
Put some respect on his name, police chief.
I'm
Stan,
sorry,
let the
Mr.
girl
Beasley.
finish. God
Oh, man,
damn.
Stan.
I've been a smart
If the
ass.
prosecution can charge people without a body and still get off, all this circumstantial stuff that you guys talking about doesn't really matter. They just really have to want to do it, and that's what Mr. Knight is just saying. And I was trying to say to you, but you know, in the mood today, I guess. I don't know.
Can you say it again?
Wait,
Can you say it again,
Stan, are you
Chanel?
red pill?
I apologize, Chanel. I
No,
love you,
Stan, are you
sweetheart.
red pill?
No, you're good. It's fine.
We've been find out some shit today. Stan, are you red pill?
I'm not red pill. I know the
Are you
law
manosphere?
because I had to do it.
Oh, my God.
Man, I've been married for over 31 years. Are you still married?
Stan, are you manosphere?
Oh, man.
A manosphere? What are you
'cause
talking
up here
about?
Gender banging.
I ain't said nothing about any gender. Men, myself, I speak in the power of I. I'm telling you.
Sniper 4, confirm 30%. Sniper 1, double target is Sniper 4, Bravo.
Stanford Archery, June 18, 1945, August 18, 2017.
The nation reflects on Stan Archery legacy, his late father, his hero, and the matriarch of the family. We salute you for your service.
And this life is over.
Now calm your ass down, boy. That's for your parents, boy. You better chill out. And I ain't gonna say it no more, young man. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't give a damn. But
Nah,
man,
yeah,
I
you
ain't
do. You
said
better
no
give a
gender
damn.
bang.
You better
I ain't
give a
did no
damn.
gender banging.
We
Man,
know
I
you
was
ain't
talking
gender
about
banging.
how
Man,
the
that light
law
is gas
go.
your ass up like
I
that.
was
Come on, man.
just answering what Nigel was saying. No, man, the laws are the laws, man. We do the
2
fact
cents.
finding, we
Come
turn
get
it
your
over.
brother, bro. Shit. Come get your brother. I say what I said. Goddamn. Yeah. Everybody uptight. Ain't nobody on case for nobody but Diddy.
No, man.
We don't
I'm
like
not
this
uptight.
shit. No, fucking
Nah, man. Nigel, that's my man. I've been knowing him for years. No, I'm not uptight.
Oh,
But I'm
shit.
just letting y'all know that this is what the laws
Bring
happen,
Rooster ass
man. We
back up
do
though.
our job. We do our job, and then just let it go, man. That's
Man,
it. It's
Stan,
out
that
of our
shit don't be
hands.
going like that though. It be a bunch of, extra shit going
It's
on.
out of our hands, man.
Yeah, that too though. I feel you. I feel you. What up, guy? In the building. Shit, I ain't shout out to the chat. What up, everybody in that motherfucker? Random chat ninja. What up, Wade? Ooh,
Stan, let me ask you one question.
Yes,
This proves everything to me. Was Quincy Jones a homosexual man?
What is you and Quincy Jones, bro? What is going on?
Why he always bring up Quincy Jones? Did you got this?
What is up with you and Quincy Jones, bro?
That boy asked that shit 2-3
Damn,
times.
Nice.
Shit.
To answer your question, he did walk on his tiptoes. I answered that question, Nice. You got it.
Now, all them boys was a little Jezebels, though. I mean, you know, Clyde being the actual caucus ringleader, goddamn, it just make a lot of sense. Ain't nobody finna say his name. He got too much money, but you know, and then if Diddy not even saying his name is crazy, but he know better too. But Nightish also said that this was all from the what's his liquor name? What you said,
Diageo.
Diageo liquor deal. Do y'all
And
agree
if you
to that?
look at the woman, like Juan said, if you look at what she was before she got to Diageo, see, this is the thing. These higher ups ain't no joke.
No, for sure. We know that.
So this is what I will say to that, Nightish. There is a lot of conspiracy theory going on because from a law enforcement perspective, we have people that have done way more egregious stuff when it comes to sex trafficking that haven't been federalized. Right. So it's kind of, I was when I initially heard the charges and what was going on, I was like, how do they have enough evidence to prosecute and get a conviction out of this? Like I was lost. And the only reason I didn't come up here and talk about it is because everybody was saying, if you don't agree with it, you putting up you trying to give Diddy it out and all that. It had nothing to do with giving Diddy it out. I just didn't see how you were going to come up with enough evidence to prosecute this man when I know for a fact there's evidence of other egregious that include underage people that the federal government haven't touched. That's the thing that's the only thing I'm lost about with this whole situation is what did they think they had?
Well, the man with the bad
money
said it.
grab and public humiliation. It's just a money grabbing.
Bro, I said that shit earlier. Now, if they want a smear campaign, they slandered the man, trashed his house, all kind of shit. Then they start losing evidence. And now the goddamn freak said they like the freak off.
Because why does all the baby oil even matter other than you trying to smear his name in a court of public opinion? Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I've never finished a bottle of baby oil.
Well, I used to mix mine with the lotion just to make my shit, you know what I'm saying? Just, make the lotion better. You know, when you put it on your legs.
Hold up, Nightish. Now, listen. You know we boys, right?
Hey, listen, the natural oils
we boys.
Oils in my body. I don't need to use that much lotion. Now I know you're a dark skinned brother, and if you touch something, you look like a cardboard.
There ain't no way you ain't use at least a half a bottle one setting with the baby oil. There ain't no way.
Oh shit! I knew it was coming. I was waiting. I tried to derail and it didn't work.
To be honest with you, Diesel, I understand your situation and I feel for you. They had to put Vaseline on your face before you went to school in the morning. They didn't have to do that so much with me.
They didn't have to, but they did.
Damn.
I didn't think they had to.
Your mama put that on your lips and everything.
My mama
She
put
make
it
sure
all
your
over.
ass is good. Yeah. She make sure your ass is right. Go to school, boy. For
You ain't shit, Nightish.
he know he ain't shit. Though.
I mean, it don't show up on me like it show up on you. That's all I'm saying. Respectfully.
That is hilarious, boy. That's wild. But nah, that's crazy though.
That man bumped a corner and it looked like he got hit with a chalkboard.
Damn. Cement. Flour. Lord gee. Boy, I tell you. Boy, that's crazy. Shout out to the baby oil, folks. Victor had a bottle of baby oil with a chain on earlier. I ain't know what that was about, but yeah, he had it on the chain. A big ass bottle of baby oil. Huh?
I said shout out to the Scrippers, because that's who put me on to the baby oil gel. So
The
Scrippers use
baby oil and the glitter.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, because it's stick, right? I'm guessing it's stick. The baby oil make the glitter stick. No? Okay. I'll be quiet.
You do.
Bet she can't do it on a handstand. Anyway.
Let me see it.
Bet she can.
Oh, see here y'all go with the bullshit. I'm gonna drop y'all in the back. Y'all go to the back chat, but all that shit. Yeah, but shout out to the chat, man. Can we get some support around this motherfucker? God damn, I ain't got no dog.
Pay your dimple ties.
Yeah, pay your dimple ties so she can get 2 dimples. Goddamn. Yeah, tell Drip you love him or something. Damn.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my
You got a
second.
bunch of people up here on the thing.
Come on,
Snake, my bad.
I got 1 dimple. I'm trying to get 2 because one ain't gonna do it. It's either gonna be 0 or 2. So everybody contributed to my dimple fund because right now I'm just dimple. I'm trying to add the S.
Shanique, one is enough though, to be honest.
Nah, I need 2.
Is it a deep one? Is it a deep dimple?
Time up. I had to come back one time for the fun time.
Let's go,
baby
Vic.
oil.
You got it.
Look, Diddy could not be here.
Oh, your baby oil
Diddy could
first,
not
Vic.
be here.
Throw your baby oil first.
Look,
There you go.
Good no.
Tell me who?
Show the baby oil, Vic. Show the baby
Turn my
oil.
headphones up.
You good? We hear you. Show the baby oil.
Wait a minute. Does this nigga just say turn his headphones up? I'm out.
Listen what I'm
I
saying.
was talking to a woman. We got a knee-high PI lollipop
Vic,
deal
Vic,
nigga up
hold
here
on.
holding a bottle of lotion. I'm out. Peace. Shout out to the shout outs. I can't deal with it no more.
God damn. Shout out to the shout outs,
Mississippi.
man. I know. What up, boy?
You ain't got to deal with it, but you better drip with it, boy. Because
Lord
this,
Jesus.
let me get a bottle of Astroglide and it's on, baby. Yes, Lord.
Lord Jesus. Y'all ready for Vic? He got the Ray Charles and the baby oil. And you threw.
Come on over to my place.
He got the drip too.
Yeah.
Somebody get Vic ass up out of here with this bullshit. But nah, bro, that's like it's a wild case. Shit, I done forgot we had the JP video too. Did Miss Joy do that interview today, Shanika? I ain't see it. I don't know. She was saying something about something. Hold on, I got a video in the bag, man. We gotta switch the subject real quick. So who watched that Candace Owens shit? Did y'all see that with the Queen Maker? Y'all seen that shit? Hold on, Gene Deal, shocking verdict. Okay, this is what I want to see. Gene Deal gives his take on the shocking verdict. Let's see. Then we'll go to JP Ragged ass. I'm on his ass. I'm on Vic ass too today. I ain't got time. They didn't slander my name, man. Slandered my name. Hold on, let's see. There we go, right there. YouTube, boom. Gene Deal. Hope everybody having a good ass day, man. Some shocking news hit the scene today. Diddy Bond got denied. We was excited. Then we got mad. God damn. Let's go, Gene Deal. Let's talk about it. Fair use for the juice. Let's go.
All right, man. We at the end of the trial.
Shout out to the Art of Dialogue. Link will be in the
for the verdict. What's your prediction, man?
I'm going to say this first, brother, that nobody knows what the jury decision is going to be. Nobody. And for me to have a prediction like I got a crystal ball or I want something to happen, I'm going to tell you my predictions, but I want to say this first, if you allow me to. This journey didn't start in 2018 when I came to YouTube and I started talking about Bad Boy and Diddy and his character. This journey started right after the Notorious Big was murdered, and even before then. But me conversating and talking about Diddy in the streets of New York was verified by somebody who actually came home, and that was Roger Bonds in probably 2007 or 2008, because Roger Bonds was a dude in the street getting money or whatever. And when
we were speaking about Clive Davis earlier. I wonder why Gene Deal ain't said nothing either. Clive must got the Navy SEAL behind his ass. That's for sure. They ain't finna play with that little white boy.
He came out, he was given a job with Bad Boy. So I'm just gonna leave that part. He clarified it in the Bad Boy camp because he's the only one other than me that has came out and spoke about any of this stuff. So When I start talking about Puff character and the dude that he was, it was after Big got murdered. Even though I was still working for Bad Boy, I still was talking about who this cat was. Like I tried to tell y'all, they needed me more than I needed them. A lot of these guys who come on this internet, they don't know. Bruh, they don't know that I was a New York State parole officer. I ran Elite Investigation. I ran Tiana Towers, Eastchester Housing, Tiana Towers, and Lampert Housing, doing the security teams around there. I ran clubs, the Mirage. You understand? I did the security. I did a lot of things. I helped guys in the street change their life, reintegrate them back. And I Mighty, just give me a minute, brother. Just give me a minute, because I want to get this out, bro. Because,
somebody
because a lot of people is gonna say, like, yo, after Puff and this trial thing goes on with Bad Boy, the Gene don't have a story. You understand? If these people would read my books, if these people will do interviews and talk about a lot of stuff in my book, they know I did a lot of stuff in the streets to help guys get out the streets. People want to shut me up and people want me to be quiet because I tell guys it's all right to go to work every day. It's all right to get your education. It's all right to be somebody positive in the community. It's all right to hang out with dudes who call themselves street dudes, and you ain't got to be a street dude to do it. I'm living proof that you ain't got to be in the street hustling and everything. And you ain't got to be in the street knocking somebody in the head and stuff like that. I'm living proof that you could go to work, home, and take care of your family. So now I came here to this internet to talk about this dude's character. It's nothing I said that could have landed that dude in jail. Any of those secrets would probably die with me. It's nothing that I said or I've heard anybody else say until the federal government came in, because nobody knew, Mighty. Nobody knew before the federal government came in and hit Puff with those charges that any of this would have ever happened. You could not tell me, nobody could predict that this dude would be sitting on trial for his life. It just wasn't in the cards. And now that this thing has happened, it's made YouTube a lot of money. It's made content creators a lot of money. And everybody is talking about something that we started.
We got a whole, well, me personally, I got a whole list of other people I see it coming from. Like, who didn't see that coming?
Way back with Wisdom Clear, MREC, you took over and took it to a whole nother level. Everybody is using it. Everybody is saying that it's Gene Deal's fault. It's Gene Deal who did this. Cassie and a couple other people now, since the federal government got involved in it. Nobody could predict what will happen, but I'm going to tell you what I think is going to go down, brother. Because a lot of shit has gone, and a lot of people who wasn't at the trial or didn't hear the prosecution do what they did would think Diddy might be getting off. A lot of people think that Diddy might be getting off because they don't know the letter of the law. The prosecution Let's start with them. They did a great job. They did a great job in explaining what sex trafficking, the 11 charges. The 11 charges, well, it's 4 or 5 charges, but they got different, like sex trafficking, then paying a prostitution. Under sex trafficking, they might have paying a prostitute, transporting prostitution. They got different checkpoints and that the juror's gonna have to go through to check off whether this guy is guilty of the things they saying. The RICO law, they have different statutes of the RICO law that the prosecution had to prove, as well as racketeering. You know what I'm saying? All this started by what I said, the character of this gentleman, the character of Puff, what he has done over the years to people had nothing to do with Gene Deal. So now the prosecution went in there. They explained everything that Puff did. Diddy, as y'all know him as. Everything he did as far as the drug trafficking, having people bring him drugs, having people kidnapped, taken from their home, sitting up for hours in warehouses being given polygraph tests, beating of women, holding women over balconies. They prove that he bribed witnesses.
I thought that happened to a dude.
Tried to get certain people money. I guess it's not a bribery because there was no criminal charges, brought up prior to that. That's what the defense tried to say. But
Being a dirty riding motherfucker. God damn, he a dirty riding motherfucker. Ooh, you know what?
Bro,
I'm be surprised Gene disappear. Hold on, Rooster. I don't be surprised Gene had disappear. I ain't lying. Straight up. That nigga rotten, bro. You popped all that shit about these folks and what Diddy did, Kim Porter, and all of those shit, bro, but you ain't raised a fucking hand, and you was all these parole officers and officers and this and that, and man, come on, bro. Come on,
but
bro.
Drip, you got to understand, like, that's what they do. Look, bro, I don't know why, what night is it? I don't know why black folks don't think that other black people can be CIA operatives. Why do you not think, if you got all of this right now, this man is clearly on a video, somebody invited him to a platform to speak about all this. If you had all of this information and you got all of this information, why can't we say this is just hearsay and you gathered up all of this just to build yourself up? Because if you are firmly for the right, why didn't you expose this without no monetary value? That's the problem we have with niggas, bro. If you got all this and you felt a certain way about a certain person without the protection of the law, which you might be a operative of, why didn't you say anything or go down there and make a personal report yourself? Because I from my understanding, all over the United States, we have city halls, we have police stations. In rural areas, we got police stations and county stations. Why didn't you do out a whole written up documentary and say, hey, put me in protective custody because I got something that you need to see? And this is the person you see, this is what goes on with black folk, bro.
Right.
This the problem. This is the problem. Look, when it came down, look, Drip, when it came down to like certain social groups. I'm gonna call them social groups. I ain't gonna call them gangs or organizations such as WIC programs. You know what I'm saying? The certain leaders or whatever. They had people like this that infiltrated the organization, sat their ass around, wasn't knowledgeable around nobody at that point in time. And guess what? After 50 or 40 years or 20 years or 25 years, they come up with all the details. This is the very reason why we don't have leaders no more. It's because all skin folks ain't kin folk.
Nah, I feel
They
you.
ain't keeping their mouth closed. Know what they doing? They go over
Rooster,
the
is
white
that a
daddy.
fucking police hat on your fucking head? I'll be damned.
Man, you better cut that out.
Nigga, look at Rooster. They
Look.
got a police hat on.
No, look. I got the same hat Diesel got on, right?
Oh,
So
shit.
are we brothers? I got the same hat Diesel had on, right? Y'all
Oh
ain't
my
check him about
God,
it.
bro.
We are
I
not
even see
brothers.
it.
And look,
We are not brothers. No,
You're
hell no.
real law too. You ain't.
yeah, but I'm just saying though. I'm willing to get deputized because some of these niggas like that. That's who we
Rooster.
actually
Hold
need to go down.
on. What up, Tierney? Hit the link. Shanique. Lordy. Shanaka. Shanique. Shit. Go ahead, Shanique. Go ahead, Shanique. You can say something.
Oh, no. I was just laughing.
Oh, Rooster with the police hat. This nigga a stripper.
Like, no, the same.
Nigga Rooster a stripper.
Why? I'm saying though, Trip. Why do people think? Why do black baby? Look, why do black people think that other black people are not smart enough to become CIA operatives, ATF workers, police, or just regular street informants, right? Because one of the things that you have to do is be a street minded in order to become one of the highest people in the program of locking people up. And then when they give you the altitude test or the mindset test, you have to be damn near close to a criminal in order to graduate. You got to be one of the dirtiest minded people.
Why are we doing
Vic, hold on, Vic, because you going down the rabbit hole again.
You know I know, Diesel. You know I know.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I was just gonna say.
No, you don't. You have no clue.
I don't.
What else so far?
I don't.
Hold on,
Rooster.
Hold on, because you're going down that hole again. Hold on. Let's watch a little bit more of this, then we're gonna get to your boy JP. Hold on.
But offering people money, selling lawsuits.
Wait a minute, selling lawsuits.
Things that he wasn't supposed to be guilty of, but he quick to settle them, quick to offer people money. The prosecution did that whole thing. They went through that whole gambit. Ain't nobody paying nobody no money if they ain't guilty of nothing.
Ooh-wee.
Not him. It was a lot of things that the prosecution did their job into showing us. Not only this guy's not a good guy, this guy behavior is detrimental to society. We can see that. We can see that because we know other things that he has said and done that didn't even make it to the trial. I look back on all the original charges. They could have went at him a whole lot of different ways. And I was wondering why they only did 4 or 5 charges. Why they didn't get into tax evasion? Why they didn't get into, it's a lot of things that they could have got into, but they didn't get into that, brother. And I'm
Drip,
wondering why.
Pause that drip. Just think about it.
Go ahead, Rooster. Go ahead.
Something that something that the average person would not know. Like, okay, if you a business owner, bro, and you living in a upstanding community, bro, People don't know nothing about your taxes. The only people that know something about your taxes is federal workers and the people that's finna come to you about tax evasion. This nigga is a fucking cop, bro. This nigga is a cop, bro. You don't know. Look, you only thing you'll know is your the people that's in your area is gonna pull up with nice cars. They always getting their yard detailed, and you always wondering how they doing this. How you get all of these details about how these people doing these certain things. I'm talking about on a lower level. Damn Diddy. Y'all stay at HOA homes, bro. Y'all, you live in Texas, bro. Majority of y'all homes in Texas, these niggas across the United States ain't never seen drip. But this nigga is talking about somebody personal tax shit, bro. That's how you know when somebody is on some old police ass shit, because that's the information that a lot of your kids, when you die, they don't even know it. That's why you got fights at the funeral, because don't nobody know your personal business on how to keep this property going. But you got a nigga like this way across the country. He know all of your shit, your federal shit, what you paid, how you evaded taxes, and all
he
that
the
shit.
bodyguard, Vic.
Bro, that's police shit, bro.
He the police.
He a bodyguard, right?
He's the
But Vic, he with the nigga the whole time though. So he do know.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's why I said Gene Deere probably gonna disappear.
Look, listen what I'm saying.
Go ahead, Vic.
Well, as he should.
Come on now. Come on.
Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying, bro. That's crazy, bro. Oh, okay. You run that party bus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not saying you, but say for instance you get a gas station, bro, and you just hire a random security company. That nigga don't supposed to know the intake of your daily salary or none of that. Nigga, you supposed to be in the parking lot making sure drunks don't piss on my. Yeah, you supposed to be making. Yeah, he don't know. Well, you don't know your daily income. He's supposed to be out there making sure don't nobody get in the store with no gun and rob you and be destroying your gas pumps or whatever. How does this nigga get close to somebody and he's supposed to be the protector of the body, bro?
When you're talking about somebody's personal bodyguard compared to security. Those are two totally different things.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
you can't.
So I'm gonna show you them.
Hold on, Vic. Let the man
So
just give you a little context, Vic. Hold on.
Go ahead.
You can't compare the two because usually on a security, you're contracting through a company. A bodyguard is your close, like that's almost like your right-hand man. They have to be closest to you. They know your most intimate secrets because they're so close to you.
Go ahead, Diesel.
I'm done. Go ahead, Vic. You chopping at the bit.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Diesel. Okay, Diesel. What happens is if this man knows all about his personal affairs when it comes down to the IRS, guess what? He might have been at that door. He might have been right there at that door when the freak off was going on. That's personal as it gets. You the last resource of so you know what he doing? He's upset because the things didn't really go on in the trial the way he thought it was gonna go. So when they do a RICO, it ain't one person. So if he was at that door when they booked the flights, or he was hanging around when they made them phone calls and he knew who was gonna be around, he walked Diddy in the door before Diddy put the veil on. So the things didn't happen anyway. Now he's scared because he tried to protect himself. He's trying to protect himself because if this whole thing flops and Cassie goes to jail, only thing Cassie got to do is mention this nigga name, and he do. And say, yeah, Gene Deal. He was there and whatever. So now your snitching clause is no longer in effect. You don't have immunity no more because you got immunity from the courts. But now when they bring
Did
up
he get
another
immunity
trial,
from the courts?
I don't know what he got because I ain't in his tax records like he's in Diddy shit, right? I don't
Tax
know
records
what
don't mean. What are you talking about? I'm talking about did he get immunity from the courts?
I ain't in his personal business. But what can happen is, with all of the shit that was thrown up on Diddy, and he got acquitted of it, right? What can happen is, if they switch this over and say, now it's time for Cassie to be up on trial, Cassie got to name people like him. If people like him was around at that door when Diddy brought all over the male whores or the female whores on,
Oh
he
my
saw
God,
everything.
Vic.
So
Do
now,
you understand,
You
Vic?
don't go with the
Vic,
rabbit hole,
listen,
Vic. You gotta
he's
stay on the top.
involved now.
Vic, do
hold
you
on.
understand how a RICO case goes?
No, the RICO is over with. No,
Exactly.
the
So how
RICO
can
is
he
over.
be involved in a RICO if the RICO is over?
Okay, if
Vic,
the
hold on.
RICO is over, but all
Hold
that
on,
said,
Vic, because we ain't going down that rabbit hole. I ain't trying to do all that. I'm trying to watch a little bit more of the video. Then we're gonna play another one. Then we're gonna get up out of here.
Go ahead.
God damn.
Cass ass in trouble.
I'm wondering.
Cass
Is it
ass in trouble
because
because her husband
he got
finna
friends
do
in high
Hold on, Vic.
places still?
Got you. Hold on.
That's a
Got you.
possibility. We wouldn't be here with the federal government if he never had made those people mad, bro. The federal government been knowing about Diddy for a long time. For a long time.
So let me just clarify with the panel. The people is the IGL people? That what he's saying? He would have never made them people mad?
Oh yeah, I think the Ciroc and all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
You got people coming out saying now, I've seen Suge on your program, said he was a federal agent. I've been told people that I know him and Kirk Burrows was taking paperwork down to the federal government. I've been knew he was going to DC. I did a show on that.
This nigga sound like a real snitch, bro.
It's a lot of things.
Didn't I tell you, Drip?
Woke up
Bro,
the snitch.
y'all ain't getting it, bro. No, there ain't no snitch. You can do it with a badge, bro. You can do it with a code number, bro. This right here, what he's doing, he's saying something to spark an interest of a certain mindset, right? And what it does is put a divide in the mindset of like regular people, bro. All of them people can be working together. I can be a street operative, right? But I can say, Drip over there, he a snitch, bro. But all that saying that, it's throwing people off to say Drip the snitch, but I'm the person that you actually coming over to my house at night and giving me the paperwork to go somewhere with it. Bro, we both working in the same shit. This man ain't no different. He just ain't did enough to where he piss somebody off, bro. How you
Vic,
get
read the super chat. Hold on, Vic. Shout out to my boy A-Dub and this motherfucker. A-Dub, man, you need to sell me some of that orca meat. God damn it. They say y'all eat orca in goddamn Alaska. Lord Jesus. Give that nigga hold a piece of meat, man. $2 super chat. He say it all started when Diddy sued the liquor company. God damn. Hold on. What'd you say, Shanika?
I said, let me hold a piece of meat.
Wait a minute. You know what? I ain't got time. That boy Dub say they be going whaling. Goddamn. I'm gonna tell the folks at SeaWorld what the fuck y'all doing. I'm calling SeaWorld, Shamu, them, and everybody.
No, it's called Peter. It's called Peter.
Them too. I ain't want to say that name, but thank you, Vic, for putting me in the algorithm real quick. Them folks gonna come look at my black ass. I appreciate you. Hold on. You say who?
It's just going on.
My
here.
bad.
Snitch.
Yeah,
There's a lot of things.
Diesel. That's the fucking snitch right there.
That's
Vic ass.
the snitch.
Peter, nigga. Shit.
That you see.
Oh shit.
Even when people thought that the prosecution was letting up by having the predicate acts and the predicate charges dropped, And people was going in, oh, he getting off, he getting off. No, they did that to make the case more better for the jury.
What up, T.O.? What up,
when they look at it. And it doesn't give him an opportunity. It may give him an opportunity, but it lessens his opportunity for appeals when they drop the attempted arson, attempted kidnapping, attempted this, that, and the third. When they drop those charges and say, no, he did do it, it makes it easier for the jury to read and make a decision on it. Instead of have to say, oh, well, they got attempt here, and then they got he did it here. Did he attempt it or did he do it? You understand? The jury don't have to go through stuff like that, brother. You understand? So now, the prosecution, what they did was they laid out everything this whole past week. And they put it into play. And here we go. We got the defense. The defense who did Diddy dirty. He paid them all that money for them to tell him, literally just say, okay.
They on the media tour, T.O. God damn. But say, it's hard to beat an $18 million defense lineup, goddamn. That's for sure.
Right. Hell yeah.
18 million, he had the best of the best. Come on now. You got to know they they cut up. They cut up with Cassie and them on the goddamn stand.
Cassie got $20 million out the deal. She's not a victim.
Wow. Oh shit.
No, it was 30. See that what I'm saying?
Hold on.
Oh,
wait,
so
wait.
the taxes
Hold
got
on, roaster. Hold on. God damn. I'm gonna let you get it in, but you can't give the commentary too. Hold on. Let me just ask my question. So, women, Shanika, if Diddy did what he did to Cassie to you, and we know you taller than Diddy, is 20 million gonna make you not a victim? Is 20 million gonna protect you from them demons at nighttime?
Hell no.
I ain't think so. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right, Drip.
Come on, man.
I got my ass whooped. I got my ass whooped for less. But
on, man.
at the end of the day, hey, so the 20 million and the 10 million, like you was going to say, Drip, the 10 million came from the hotel with that lawsuit, 30 million. Is anybody ever whole, right? Let's be honest about that. I mean, whatever somebody's, well, a lot of y'all dealt with bullies when y'all was growing up, and that joker turned you upside down, slapped the hell out of you. No matter what happens, are you ever whole? We see these guys spazzing out on these damn channels. My mama didn't hold me and all that. Is anybody ever whole?
She didn't hold you.
Yeah, he ain't hold me. I'm like, so is anybody ever whole? They say, well, I can't be whole. Well, I'd like to go and put my pillow and put my head on the pillow I would at this point, Drip, I would take $500 for what I endured dealing with these knuckleheads, right?
Yeah.
But not trying to make light of it. It's just like, man, nobody's ever whole, man. Nobody can ever pay for damage that happened to you.
Stop.
Vic, mute your background, G. Mute your background.
Nobody can ever pay tolls.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I seen it, Doug. I seen it.
I'm trying.
Nobody can ever pay for
Roaster,
that.
you gotta mute your background, baby. Hold on, I got you. Oh shit, I hit the wrong thing. Hold on, I got you. Go ahead, Stan. My bad.
Yeah, it drips. What's the price for it, right? There's no number, right? And so I mean, people still dealing with traumatic experiences, and we see them on the chat all the time, right? And on the panels. What's the money? What's the number? Well, this is what the law allows. That's what it is. But they still got to deal with it on this one. Don't tell Chanel I agree with it. But a lot of people have to deal with this the rest of their life, right? So I land the plane there, Drew.
Chanel, you down there?
Mm-hmm.
So 20 million gonna make you not a victim?
No.
I ain't think so. Somebody over there trying to pop up them goddamn Newports. They trying to break them cigarettes down. They goddamn smack. God damn, boy. He said
No,
if I got jumped
I was smacking
3
some
times.
ass because since y'all say I ain't married,
Hey,
I had to I had to pat it a little bit, drip.
damn shit. That'd have been a good
And you through.
T.O. say, I got jumped quite a few times growing up and I ain't got paid. Come on, bro. Reparation for my boy T.O., man. Stop playing. We gonna crowdfund for T.O. Busted lip and his knee got scratched up too, goddamn it. We need our
Yeah.
funds. I feel you,
Yeah, I
goddamn
got T.O. That's the homie. Yeah, man. Let's crowdfund it.
Shout out to my boy T.O., man. Real shit. Hello.
Because you can never pay for it, but
Nah,
the
for
law
real.
says this is what you can sue, and then you go to the jury if you decide to take it to court or they settle. That's the law, man.
Shit. Yeah, boy. Niggas putting prices on being a victim is insane work. Because that money
Bruh.
can't goddamn put your ass to sleep when you up tripping with yourself and you goddamn PTSD and all that other shit.
Turning backwards flips,
come on,
night sweats, and all
come
that.
on, jumping out your sleep and shit, screaming and shit.
You're right.
Hell no.
Yeah. Can't pay for it, bro.
Hell no.
These people came back to work because they loved them. What they didn't understand is that you had a guy that was in power. And he wasn't really a music mogul no more.
Oh, shit.
He was selling alcohol. He was marketing. What music he sold in the last 10 years that would make him a multi-millionaire? He wasn't a music mogul. They was trying to pull, this music mogul. No. He was doing a whole lot of other things for those folks out there. And when he showed and bit the hand that fed him, he got himself in a whole lot of trouble. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. He did this to himself, and his defense didn't help him. Well, they got in there. They made these stories. They said these things that, okay, these people loved him. Cassie got paid. They even went as far as saying that one of the girls that he was dealing with, Joan or Jane, that had a baby by another person in the music business, that he was taking care of the dude's son. Everybody know that's a lie. Everybody know that that's a lie. But that's what the lawyers are getting paid for. They lied when they said Cassie loved it and wanted to be there. They lied and said that everybody who was there loved him so much. They even asked one of his chief financial advisors on the stand doing cross. The prosecutor called him. That was Derek. I remember Derek from back in the day. We used to write them invoices to him. He have I check the next week. Derek was given a slew of questions about Diddy. He is a workaholic. He makes you do your best on everything. He has a project in front of him. He completes all the projects. He does what he's supposed to do. And then the defense asked him, well, would you say Mr. Combs is a good man, a great guy? Derek got quiet as a church mouse and didn't say nothing. This is somebody that worked with him for years. Didn't say, and the defense said, strike that question, let's leave that alone. So now, everybody wondering, the defense, who they gonna call? Who they gonna call up to the stand? They couldn't even call Ghostbusters. Man, listen here. Nobody. You know why they didn't call nobody? Because they didn't want nobody to be crossed. It ain't because that the defense did a terrible job. I mean, the prosecution did a terrible job. They didn't prove their case. If they didn't prove their case, those motions to dismiss would have been thrown out. The judge would have been like, yo, you really listen here. Y'all right. Them motherfuckers ain't proved nothing. Those motions to dismiss would have been granted. If the prosecution didn't prove their case, those motions that Diddy and them put in to dismiss the case would have been granted. Now, was these cases stretched as we know by RICO, as we know by racketeering? They could have been stretched, but they still was the law. They came in accordance to the guidelines of the law so the prosecution could charge them with it. And the defense didn't fight that. They took to fight against the witnesses. The prosecution, I think they had about 34, anywhere from 27 to 34 witnesses. So the defense went at them, the ones that they could. Because somebody offered you $100,000 for a tape. How you gonna get mad at me? That's your dude who offered me the money. I ain't turning down nothing but my collar. So all those things that they should have went at of and tried to get witnesses, they dare not to. They dare not. Like they were saying, yo, my client might go on a witness. He might be a witness too, Your Honor. Speaking about Diddy, his narcissistic ass would have got bombed on by those 6 white girls, the 6-pack girls. I bet they drink Budweiser. But those girls would have tore his ass up, his narcissistic ass, because he was going to have to explain everything he did. So, why you hung over the balcony? Or why you choked her? Why you threw apples? Why you threw a glass? What makes you so angry? Do you think people want to have pee in their mouth? Do you have a sick fetish with lubricant, baby oil? He would have to explain all of that. So they couldn't have put his ass on the stand. He couldn't even defend himself.
Sorry, I gotta derail real quick because y'all know I like talking about people, but it's just something about his left ear. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all what I think it looked like in a second.
He wouldn't have been able to defend himself. This whole thing has been crazy. His daughters and them broke down and crying in the courtroom, leaving out. Who does that to their kids, bruh? This dude ain't the same dude that came into the same game. This dude ain't the same dude that partied in New York City when he had Bad Boy in New York City. All these guys come on this YouTube and they want to blame security. for his character. They want to say security has something to do with it, allowed him to do this and do like that. I ain't never seen not one officer and not one of those events that he was in the street with. Puff had a lot of sense. He didn't do his dirt with NYPD, with parole, corrections, or none of us who worked for him. If he,
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it.
I want you, Sugar Boy. He being so fucking dramatic because people do bullshit in front of their kids every single day. What makes Diddy so different? Not implicating him, but I'm just saying, like, is that really that uncommon for people to do some bullshit to hurt their kids?
Hey, Shanika and Drift, watch what he's saying. He saw all this stuff and then act like he didn't see it. I'm like, bruh, you're not innocent. You know, now you really a fat fucker now. But I'm telling you that he grifted like Carl, salute to you, Carl. And I'm like, this Joker, right after what happened with Biggie, right? He got fired or he left or whatever. But how he got so many details about what happened? He said, you can't blame security. We ain't see nothing.
Shit, nigga, you
right.
see everything.
Right. And then when you in no capacity, you have a duty to report. But he failed to realize is that even when you're out of this capacity, you didn't forget you got a duty to report. He just wanted to check. He collected checks like everybody else. He's trying to distance himself from it. Now, he didn't see anything, but he keep talking about detail. Man, don't worry about it. He's going to be on the slim slow. He's going to be on the slim slow diet.
Not the slim slow. That boy gonna be on a break.
Yeah,
man, look. If he disappeared, then y'all know what happened then, goddamn. That's what's up.
Yeah. You see how they flip Drip? He giving all the details and talking about we didn't see it. Well, you talking about it, you didn't see it.
Yeah,
Which
that
one is it? Choose a stroke.
No, that don't make no sense for so.
And he came from the law enforcement world, Drip. He know you got a duty to report. And then now all of a sudden he said, well, won't he just say, come straight up and say, I was there collecting a check and I looked the other way. Just as like the bouncers in the club and them jokers doing stuff too. They give them the leftovers, right? Or the ones that they don't want to be with. Won't he say that, man? That's more realistic. But nah, he write another book. Write another book. I promise you never get the publishing on it.
But you notice ain't no other bodyguards coming out saying nothing about Diddy ass like that. Well, not that I know of. Ain't nobody coming out like G Deal saying that shit. That's for sure. That nigga fucked up. I don't know, man. Diddy, well, I don't know if you're gonna whoop G Deal, but you should definitely damn sure try. Tips.
No, look at him. Look at him. Man, watch this. Man, I've seen him on interviews. It take him 20 years to get out that chair.
Damn. Staying on the road today.
Nah, man, I'm just like, man, I don't like these jokers acting like they didn't see something. That's why they always say, see something, say something. If you said you were there to get the checks and you giving all the details, just say that I didn't say anything because I was working at my job and I needed my job and I needed my check. Just say that.
No, what's it called? Don't ask, don't tell. Ain't that something like that?
What
Don't
is that?
Don't ask, don't tell. Don't the army do that?
Man, you kidding me?
I'm asking you.
No, man. That shit was an exile many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I'm saying though, but
see something, say something. And they even told the civilians to do that too. You see something, say something. And now this joke was sitting there running his mouth, man. I'm like, bro, you saw it. That was nice rock. That's somebody's mama. That's somebody's sister. That's some. What was all that anniversary? Man, you just wanted to get a check, and you didn't say a damn word.
He definitely got his lifetime interviews. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. If they're paying them thousands of dollars to show up and writing a book, I'm like, Don't worry about it. Watch his mannerism. That joker half dead. His left shoulder's dripping, and his eyes is close together, and all that. He know he already half dead. That's why he talking, bro. It is what it is, man.
You know what
That's
those things?
disrespectful.
Yeah, hell yeah, no, for sure. You would think that a nigga at like Gene Deal status, so you know, like in the industry, right? So just say that I made a beat for Shanika, right? And Shanika don't pay me. Do you know if you get to saying something, won't nobody else in the industry fuck with you? And I'm talking about the beat maker, not Shanika, the beat maker. That's a fact. Because it's supposed to be
blackball.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really deal with it and keep moving. Everybody gonna take a loss.
That's the same thing for security when it comes to law enforcement too.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
exactly.
I fuck with you, bro.
Yeah, just shut your mouth. I mean, but now he got a lot of lip drip because man, would you have him secure anything of yours? He couldn't even secure a doghouse right now.
I'm going to get me a Navy SEAL like the Kardashians. Goddamn, I ain't got time.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't want no
but Diesel, he's correct. You see things, either you going to report it, and hey, and not to put Diesel stuff because he said it on the stream before. When they try to come at him for doing the right thing, he said, man, I stood on it. He said, I stood on 10. He's the chief now, right? And I'm like, man, you got to make a decision. Are you going to lay down or get put down? He said, nah, that was wrong. And now magically, right? Because I'm telling you, it's magically he the police chief. He stood on it.
Staying. That's the reason why my brother-in-law, that's why I brought my goddamn niece and them moved from Colorado, because my brother-in-law is the chief of police out there. And now he in Dallas now. You know what I'm saying? Because they just moved him. But bro, they was not respecting, bro. They tried to get him in all kind of bullshit. And bro, he wasn't going. He stood on 10. So bro, he was like, nah, fuck this. I ain't got time. So he definitely close to the house now. That's why, my niece was out here the other day because they had to move back to now they in Dallas. But yeah, bro, he was like, man, them niggas try to put you on shit, try to have you doing some foul shit. Bro, didn't respect him either. He the only black one there, I think.
Yeah. Hey, Drip, but I had to fight for my career too. In certain capacities, you got to stand on 10. You know they're coming for you. And I'm like, okay, I stood on 10 and I weathered the storm. I was like, man, some people, man, they just cave, right? But for him to be so self-righteous right now, where was all that energy then? I'm like,
that's what I'm saying, bro. Because even with Cassie, bro, he was outside the room and he heard her yelling and all this stuff. Like, bro, you ain't, and I know security guards ain't supposed to cross that boundary, but god damn, my nigga hit the door or something. Like, nigga fall in the door and act like something happened. Shit, I don't know. just to kind of like be real. Okay, so watch this. Since Shanika want to be laughing at a nigga, so no. Let me ask my boy Diesel. Now I know who Diesel is now for sure. I seen him on the other side. That's for sure. I know who he is now. So look, Diesel, if you were security, and just say you had Travis Scott as your client, right? So we know them niggas do coke and shit, right? They like heavy in that shit, and they were wilding out one night, and maybe they walked in the room and you seen the bag of coke they had, right? And all of a sudden they were rowdy as hell. Then don't nobody say nothing, but you security though, right? If you don't hear nothing, are you gonna think them niggas made a unalive themselves, maybe passed out or some shit? Or you gonna go check on them?
I'm gonna go check on them. But see, so the whole security thing has changed over years because when I started law enforcement, I used to do security gigs, and you would get your money after you did the gig. And so it was a problem because they could do things and hold that money over your head for you to keep your mouth shut, right? But now a lot of departments have gone to, you get the money up front. And so officers are more willing to act on things that happen because they already got the money, right? So it's changed a lot, but I've been in situations where I've had to shut it down and I didn't get paid because I shut it down. You know what I'm saying? Because they were just doing too much and they were putting my position in jeopardy. Because it's not like I'm working for you full time. Only time I work for you is when you come to town. And that's once a year maybe. You know what I'm saying? So I can't put myself in a position of where I lose my whole career because you want to damn toot some coke or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So
I got you.
Once I started getting money up front, though, it was like, hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, you do something, you going to jail. I'm sorry, but you're going to jail.
So wait, the security can take you. So what about the bodyguard? Can the bodyguard take you to jail too?
Bodyguard's not law enforcement. So some are like a bodyguard. So it would be security, and we wouldn't be as close as the actual bodyguard, right? We were basically there as a outside perimeter for the bodyguard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I've never actually done. I have done bodyguarding, but it wasn't for anybody. Like it was only like Fantasia and CeeLo. But outside of them, everybody else I've ever done any security for, it was just like uniform. You know, being a perimeter for that whoever it was I was doing it for. So, go ahead.
No, I'm about to say that's just like my brother-in-law. This nigga, it seemed like he worked more security than his own damn job. Like, no bullshit. This nigga,
you get a lot of money, bro. You get a lot of money.
I know, because him and my sister, they very, very wealthy over there. They ain't chilling, but bro, he worked 24/7. Seemed like he the chief. And then, like especially in Houston, bro, he did a lot of shit with Rap-A-Lot. A lot of these guys coming in buying these cars. He was escorting motherfuckers and shit. I'm like, God damn, like it was crazy. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. So you make sense. I'm talking about everything you saying. For sure. Mm-hmm.
I want to give a shout out real quick to Carl Anderson with the $5 super chat. He said, "As Diesel, if there are regulations in place that restrict providing information via book about interactions or personal protection duties."
There you go. I appreciate your buy.
You're talking about from law enforcement's perspective? No, I mean if you want to say what happened or what I mean, that would have to be an agreement between like per se. If I was the one doing the security, they would have me sign a non-disclosure clause or something like that. Hey, hold on 1 second, I got.
Bro, that's crazy work.
Hey,
Shout out to that boy.
Hey, Drip.
Go ahead, boy. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead and give him a shout out for that. And I'm going to piggyback on what Diesel said.
I was gonna wait till he actually answered. Then I was gonna press.
Hey, Drip. This is the difference is right. They got this thing called in the because I got plenty of friends throughout time, right? So they let you use the cruise and all that. They make money and do whatever, right? It's kind of supposed to be a perk, but at the end of the day, they're still a law enforcement officer. They ain't like they just say, Drip, you're gonna be my security. No, law enforcement, they don't get the opportunity to turn and look the other way because they already got an oath. They took an oath.
Right.
Bruh. Ain't no getting away from that, Drip.
Let me ask you this then. So the bodyguards be like ex-Marine, ex-Navy SEAL type shit, like, right? It don't be nobody that's in like right now working for the law enforcement, right? Or like ex-sheriff and shit, right?
Yeah, they can be X, and that's just like you said, X. They have no duty and all that, right? Nah, man, because them guys, what Diesel was saying, he said that law enforcement, when I was doing that, just like your brother-in-law, or whoever you just said, but at the end of the day, you still law enforcement. You don't get to take the shield off and put it down and all that. Right. They get caught up, but that's why a lot of them retire from the military, whatever, intelligence and all that. That's a different thing, right? They're governed by something totally different.
Okay.
But you don't get to take it off, man. That's why, a lot of stuff with religion, I'm put down my religion today and I'm looked the other way, but not when you take the oath, Drip. And that's why anybody dealing with these guys, bruh, you see something, you better say something. But guess who they always implement when something go left? Well, that was a law enforcement officer. You hired them and all that. They're talking about the county, the city, and they're like, how would I know? See? And that's why retire, set up your own security business. You play by different rules then. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Real quick,
go ahead.
Thank you so much, Carl, for the support. Somebody matches energy. Definitely appreciate it when y'all show up and show out.
Get a black, get a black, get a black, get a black. I played it right, cause I know, get right, get a black, get up, come on, get it right,
That boy say, you smoking black and mild. Get in the car with me. Lord Jesus. Damn, Kodak. Not the black and mild. Only nigga getting in my car smoking a PJ. And he better let that motherfucker window down on both sides. Goddamn. Shout out to that boy Carl Anderson for the support, man. Appreciate you, my boy. Who else in this motherfucker that slid in here? Shout out to who is that is? Who that is? Shout out to 2 Cents. Goddamn. Shout out to T.O. A-Dub just sent me some pictures of some goddamn whale meat. That shit looked like some shit they caught on what's that movie with Will Smith and the white boy? They was in the army and they caught the alien. That shit looked like, I ain't gonna hold you. That shit looks disgusting as fuck. Oh my mama, Lord, have mercy, Jesus. If somebody eat, matter of fact, that shit is like you eat that shit on what's that shit called? Not America's Got Talent. What's that show they used to have where they had spiders and shit, got their roaches and shit that you had to eat? Yeah, Fear Factor, bro. Like, no, I don't want that no more. Don't worry about it. You ain't got to send me this shit. That shit, yeah. Damn.
Hey, Grip, let me give you a fun fact. Most jurisdictions, right? So when the cops do that stuff, they let them use the cruiser and they can wear the uniform. And guess what? If something happened to them, they're not even covered.
Oh, wow.
And that's why they charge so much, right? Because that's not a line of duty, right? And so when Jesus come back, he can speak more to it. But it is vary from state to state. But typically, when you see the cops sitting outside that dang on that club and that guy standing there and all that, bruh, something happened to him, man. A lot of them don't even get the pension. They don't get the pension, bro.
A lot of the times, even if they're on duty, they try not to cover them depending on what they're doing when they get injured.
Thank you.
So
thank you, D.
So it just depends on what they're doing, even in security work. If they're enforcing the law or something like that, then they can be covered. But that falls back on the department covering you when it comes down to it. Because if the department doesn't say you're covered, then you ain't covered. But if the department fights for you, then you will be. So my guys, when they work off duty, they're covered as long as they're doing something that is law enforcement related.
Do law
because you've seen the horror stories though. Tell them, Chief.
Oh yeah,
that's why he implemented that where he is. The horror stories. He said, "Nah, I'm gonna implement this. You cover."
Hold on, Sam. Chanel getting there because she's finna say something. She ain't said nothing alone. Go ahead, Chanel.
Oh, Chanel's up here. Okay.
Yeah,
I was just gonna ask the law enforcement guy. Do the police departments have insurance, like life insurance, on all of y'all?
Yes.
And they all get paid out when the person dies, right?
The minimal life insurance you'll see is like 150,000, but some of them go up to like 500.
Right. So I'm like, if that's the case, why are they refusing to give some of that stuff? I think Stan was talking more to the fact of them getting hurt in workman's comp. I think that's what he was talking to the fact of.
So the families are taken care of for sure when okay, I got you.
Yeah, if the officer is in uniform, even if he's going home and he loses his life, that's a line of duty. Like if he has his uniform on and he's if he's in that capacity, yeah, we qualify that as a line of duty death.
Thank
you. Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, we'll go with some horror stories and I share it with you because officers was doing certain things and they didn't even want to cover. But you got Diesel, he fights for his officers, right? And
man,
I'm telling you, man, they do all they can do. Go ahead, Diesel.
I had an officer that was all he did was get out of his car, go to his trunk, and his back went out on him. And they tried to say it was a
pre-existing condition.
Pre-existing condition. I had to write a whole letter about how his pre-existing condition comes from him wearing a duty belt. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go out my way to get him covered because he was on duty and he was actually getting something out of the trunk while he was on a traffic stop, right? So I had to go out my way to write a letter about how the duty belt causes pre-existing conditions that officers are not aware of at the time until it actually happens and all this other stuff, man. It was ridiculous.
Bro, that shit sound crazy because my little brother works for this company, Xfinity, and he worked like a 24-hour shift like type shit because he on call. But that boy had to replace both of his rotator cuffs because they carried them goddamn spools of wire. and they didn't want to give him this shit too. To the doctor was like, nah, this is different wear and tear from carrying, 50 pounds, 100 pounds on your shoulder of goddamn meat. You know what I'm saying?
Insurance will try to fight anything they can, bro. They'll try to fight anything they can, man. Only thing that I've ever seen it not happen is when an officer loses his life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's that we don't really have to fight as much for that. But when it comes to like workman's comp, man, you gotta fight every bit you can for these guys.
And we pay these folks. Ain't this some shit?
Because I used to work retirement in Florida, and yeah, we was they've gotten a lot better though with the pre-existing conditions and things that they consider job-related injuries. Because I remember, like even like with the firefighters and stuff like that, it was a lot of stuff that they were just denying, and they were and they finally started, to open up to and change the legislation to show where a lot of that stuff was happening as a result of just your daily activities on the job. And it's something, even if it was pre-existing, they still started to approve it because you're aggravating that pre-existing condition and making it worse. Right. So yeah, they're doing better in Florida.
That's real. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like my mom. She had carpal tunnel working for the post office. Boy, they were riding by the house trying to check on her. I'm like, damn, y'all ain't bullshitting, huh? Because they said she can drive. She can drive. And boy, I'm talking about that was crazy.
Yeah, if you knew how many people I caught that were getting disability benefits and workman comp and stuff like that, and they were still working, living their best life, like it's the bad apples that spoil it for the bunch, unfortunately.
I mean, I was a kid, so I ain't know nothing about it, Shanika, but shit, I'm talking about, I kept telling my mom, I'm like, man, this car keep riding by. Who is this folks? Man, bro, she was like, that must be a workers' company because I've seen the car too. And bro, I'm talking about they taking pictures and they ain't making sure I'm on a car. I mean, clearly wasn't gone, but she do got a husband, motherfucker. Yeah, that was crazy work. But yeah, I was just like, man, these folks ain't bullshit. Like they really, and then for the government too. So, because yeah, that was crazy work.
Because we used to pull those reports for Department of Labor, the police used to send us reports. Like, yeah, we was always following up and checking up on the people because, they don't want to pay. So, of course, if they can catch you, that's what they're going to try to do.
Right. That's wild. Let me press play real quick. Shit.
He did his dirt. He did it with those street guys who were security and that showed up and came up in the trial. They came up in the trial. So now, none of the security that was police officers or had government credentials came up in the trial, bro.
That's a fact.
D-Rock, Paul, Bonds, Remy.
This nigga here.
Street guys.
See, hold on, let me pause this shit. See, that's why I think they dropped the ball at right there. All the big shit that you really could have hit Diddy for, bro, y'all didn't focus on none of that shit. I don't know why y'all thought Cassie was gonna break under pressure or like say some new shit. No, bro, that's all y'all worried about with the freak offs and these motherfuckers here. But you got a whole RICO charge, man. Racketeering, all kind of bullshit, and didn't even bring up nothing that even can goddamn substantiate that shit. A RICO cannot be a one-man band.
It can.
No. Okay, so what's the percentage of it, Diesel? Is it a whole bunch of RICOs with a one person?
No. A RICO is always built off of an enterprise of a bunch of people.
Thank you.
But so the problem, the biggest thing with this situation is that you don't have a lot of heavy hitters in this situation.
Right. Okay.
So they're going after. So the RICO is to get mainly the heavy hitters. If you only have one heavy hitter, then yeah, you could have most of the people that are witnesses that are involved in a RICO just go against be a witness against that one heavy hitter.
Okay, so Diesel, I'm gonna ask you this, and I hope this don't go against your call, but do you think Diddy was a heavy hitter though?
In this case, yes.
Okay.
In this case,
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Because everybody was like, he ain't got the power like that. He just did it. I'm like, I don't know. But you know,
what is it?
He's basically the money man.
Right. He got the money. Okay, gotcha.
Right. So he's the one making everything basically run, right? Because he's pushing the money. So
right.
Yeah, he's basically the quote unquote heavy hitter.
Right. So just say this, Clive Davis, you know, he's multi-billion trillionaire, right? Do you think his status was able to not to you know kind of shake the room a little bit to not make them want to say his name? Just his status?
Well, you got to understand, man. 18 million it take you a long way. Just imagine what 100 million take you.
Okay. Let me
you get what I'm saying? Like, so he could be just as guilty, but he guilty with 100 million. You know what I'm saying? And so
right, you're right. You're absolutely right. Damn. Shit, yeah. Let me shut the fuck up on that, Clive. My bad, baby. Chanel, what you finna say? My bad.
Oh, nothing.
Damn, she say 18 million, shit, 100 million. Shit, God damn. Yeah, Judge, you're gonna have to get paid off at the golf course, buy your new golf cart and everything.
Yeah.
Shit. Hello.
Say hello to the bad guy here.
Oh my God.
Because you want to make me out the bad guy. Because
Say
I'm
hello.
going to tell you the truth and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. My prediction on this.
Nigga.
What I believe that's going to go down.
Your ass gonna get fired.
The trial, if it happens before the 4th of July, he might have a chance.
Oh, shit.
If it goes after the 4th of July, that means those jurors are taking their job seriously.
I agree.
They have went down and took the judge's instructions and said,
why that nigga sound like somebody preaching? God damn. Stop stretching that shit out. Go ahead, Chanel. What you gonna say?
I just said I agree with him. That's all.
Why you agree?
Because I think he's right.
Man, that's some bullshit.
What? I do think he's right.
I just think he's right. Okay. All right.
I think what he's really getting at is like, you can't really predict what a jury is going to do. Sometimes the jury is going to find a person, guilty who they didn't have enough evidence, but they don't like them or they don't like something. So we're going to find this person guilty. And sometimes they find people innocent who we all know ain't innocent. So when you put it into those 12 people's hands, you can't predict that. You have no idea who has a certain type of bias, but people try. But usually you can't tell with the jury.
A little test and shit, but okay, I got you.
So I think he's going off of basically the jury and how long they take to deliberate
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So okay. So yeah. So I mean, he's right. It's easier for a jury to find somebody not guilty than fight in the room about why somebody is guilty. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So if they come out real, that's why you'll see a lot of lawyers that'll say, "Man, they came out in 5 minutes. That seems good for us, right?" So, I think that's what he was going off of. So
yeah,
if they work through a holiday, then they are really fighting for this man to be guilty. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem.
Wow. That make a lot of sense too, because people want their days off. They ain't trying to come.
Yeah, damn right.
God damn, it makes so much sense. So Stan, what was that shit you said that they said in that case that you had work? Do bill or some shit? What you say it's called, Stan?
I don't think Stan even here anymore, is he?
Oh shit, my bad. Okay. He said something called true bill or something like that. You ever heard of that? True bill?
Yeah, true bill is from an indictment. That's what you get on an indictment. If they find a true bill, then that means that you are indicted. If they cannot find a true bill, then there's no indictment.
Wow, because I didn't know what the hell Stan was saying, but now I know exactly what he was saying. Now, okay.
So like me, I know y'all don't know my background, but what Stan was talking to before about me was I was accused of something. I was charged with 2 felonies, and they did not find a true bill. They couldn't find a true bill because all it was based off was lies, right? So they couldn't indict me, so they had to dismiss my charges.
While you was on the force or pre-force?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was a police officer, and I was a assistant chief, and the chief's best friend was using derogatory language, and when the chief wouldn't stop it, I went over his head, and then they came up with this so crazy story about me stealing time and all this stuff. So
that works every time. When you go over that head, boy, it's like a whole goddamn boy. Look. Now you exposing shit now. Oh yeah, they on some shit. Yep. Carl say what he say. Nostradamus, not 2.0. Shit. Stan, you down there? I see you. I just added you. You good?
You on mute?
You on mute, Stan? Shit. Yeah, but that's okay.
I had to switch devices, Drip. But that true bill, right? The grand jury, I told you, man, my experience with the grand jury, that was the biggest joke on the planet.
It is the biggest joke. It's the big. You can get a true bill on a grilled cheese sandwich, bro. Like there is no reason why somebody cannot get a true bill. I mean, I don't get it.
Hey, Diesel, tell you what, they took all of us in a room, right? At the time, because it overlaps, right? Because you come in, you got to do certain days, whatever. But it overlaps because people are always coming in because they got to have people available. I'm sitting in here, them jokers sitting up there, they ain't even paying attention. Everybody got their phone. They said, "What do y'all think?" You ain't listen to the prosecutor, at least here where I am, right? You ain't listen to a prosecutor. Somebody came in and they read what y'all wrote in the report, right? Or the investigator or the representative. And they like, yeah, that's good. They ain't heard anything, right? You're not saying guilty or innocent. That's why you got to go to trial. But that's my thing, man. I sat on the grand jury. Man, I much rather go and sit on the jury than to ever go back to the grand jury. Because that was a joke.
Well, the grand jury usually doesn't hear from the prosecution. They only hear from the investigator.
Exactly.
Right? Because they don't want to muddy the waters of the prosecution's or the defense's defense to the crime. Only thing they hear are the facts of the facts from the report is all they really hear.
Yeah. Is it enough to get the true bill, right?
Right.
And I'm telling you, they weren't even paying attention in there.
Mr. Stan?
Yes.
3 seconds ago, you told us we need to be going to jury duty. Now you don't like the jury?
I said, didn't I clearly say I'd much rather sit on the jury than the grand jury? You see this, the difference between the two? At the grand jury, you're not deciding guilt or innocent. Do they have enough information to move forward?
I'm talking about us regular people.
I said, go to the
do
jury.
Our civil duty and go to the
jury. Jury duty. Not a grand jury.
I really think you need to do both because at the end of the day,
stop penalizing me and making me seem a certain way because I don't want to go.
Hey, watch this. I gave you both experience because I did both, and I said my personal preference. I much rather sit on the jury duty for a trial than to ever go back to a grand jury. That's my personal preference. Either way, we need to be in both. That's the only thing I'm saying. I'm just sharing my experience, which I'm pretty sure you've never been on jury duty, and you ain't been on grand jury. I'm sharing my experience. I said I'd much rather be on jury duty and a trial than to go back to grand jury. I was just sharing my experience. We need to do both, like the chief said.
I wasn't being serious, Stan.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, whatever, man. Whatever.
Don't be whatever me.
Hey, all right, Chanel. I love you. You're beautiful today.
Get you in the dark. I'm a Navy
You're
SEAL.
beautiful today. Hey,
Drip. Like, leave me alone.
Hey, Drip. You heard what Diesel said, that he had the right paperwork to take care of people, right? The officers, right? Watch this. Can you imagine people been in the military all these years and all that? You would nobody's ever designed to be a pack mule, and at the end of your service, right? Because I've seen it along the way, so I was already prepared. And then they fighting against them. What? Man, I tell you what, the only thing most people carry is the fat on their back. But
Bike.
The people going all over here and doing all this stuff. I'm telling you, it's harder on the other side. That's why I tell the soldiers, document your stuff and do what you got to do. And I'm telling y'all, it's good to have people that experienced it and the people that was responsible for signing off on paperwork, man. What they tell y'all is not the way it is, man. You got these up here telling you, say, man, I had a right report. But if somebody end up being deleted or deceased, you don't really have to fight that hard for that. But other than that, pre-existing, so yeah, man, it's not what they tell y'all it is, man. You say thank you for your service. I don't care whether you're a firefighter, a law enforcement officer, a military service member, but they don't tell you what goes on behind the scene. I'm telling you, it's hard.
When he was trying to go to the army, like my daddy was like a special force. It was I'm talking about big sniper game. But that motherfucker told my brother, like, nah, you think this, because when my brother did ROTC from like 8th grade to 12th grade type shit, he thought he was goddamn in the army now, Lieutenant Dan, and because his, pops would bring his shit to the cleaners, get all this shit put on there. He said he is too. He thought he was the man. Bro wasn't built like that. But bro will stand his ground, but bro, you ain't ready to see this shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And so my pops was like, nah, you ain't ready for that type of shit. Like, it's a lot of shit behind the scenes you have no fucking clue about. And I mean,
that's what I tell people when they're trying to get in law enforcement, bro. Like a lot of people getting in law enforcement say, yeah, I want to make a change, and like they don't realize law enforcement will change you before you change it.
That's a fact.
You see shit that you would not imagine. You know what I'm saying? So like it's one of those things. It's like I tell my kids, man. I got my son. He was thinking about getting into it, and I was like, bro, you're just now thinking about it. The reason why I got in law enforcement because it was something that I've dreamed about since I was a kid. You just now getting into it. You get that first check after you done had to run somebody down, point your gun at somebody, arrest somebody, take somebody with the kids crying. All that shit, and you look at that check, you gonna think it ain't worth it. Yeah. Like, it's gonna be the first thing that comes to your mind. Go ahead.
I have a question for the cop guy, and
man, his name is Diddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's all right. She's trying to she's trying to get a reaction out of me. That's fine.
Summons her ass. Goddamn shit. Send her a ticket.
Put some respect on his name. You want everybody to put respect on your credentials.
Stan, leave me alone.
We're gonna burn.
Why are you fighting me? This ain't your fight. Leave me alone.
Please.
Mr. Cop guy. Sorry.
Denzel's ex-wife.
Diesel. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Denzel's everybody's ex-wife. Chief, don't worry about it. Go ahead.
If you guys could do it over, you and Mr. Stan, would you do it over? And my other question was, do y'all have any sort of like responses like nightmares and stuff like that from things you saw? I was just curious.
I've seen some things that I can't unsee, but who gonna stand in the gap? And that's the thing, because once you get in and you see it, just like Dee shared one of his incident, and I've done that throughout my 35 years of military service. Who's gonna stand up for them? Who's gonna have the voice for them? I'll do it over and over again.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I thank you for your service, bro, and I thank everybody, Diesel too. And I always tell my brother-in-law, well, I don't say thank you for your service. I be like, boy, your ass out there working, boy. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. But bro, 35 years is a long fucking time. Staying like, goddamn.
Compared to what?
The army. For 35 years. Well, I don't know.
Man, you know how many people, the hundreds of thousands of people that had affected their lives, then they had children and they kept going. I took children, 17, 18-year-olds that they threw away and told them they were never going to be nothing. Then,
no.
Yeah,
I think you
that's what I'm saying.
No. I'm trying to give you flowers. Like, I don't know if you heard me wrong. I'm saying 35 years is a long time to be in the service of duty. Like, that is amazing. Like you ain't let me finish, but bro, that's amazing to be dedicated to something that fucking long, bro. And you like literally got all kind of, degrees, bro. You got certificates and shit, bro. Like all kinds of shit. Like, bro, 35 years is a true dedication to what, in the army, which is the biggest gang in the world, you know what I'm saying? Besides the laws, but Like, bro, that's big, bro. Like I don't really think people know when you say 35 years, bro, 10 deployments, bro. Even when I told my uncles, and they was in like, but them nigga was goddamn me in the 18 Warhol doing surveillance. So you got to know they was in the trenches. So them niggas even said, goddamn, 35? I'm like, what's wrong with that? He said, that's a long fucking time. Shit. I'm like, damn. But 10 deployments, they be like, yeah, that's for sure. He was dedicated. But now, bro, like that's big.
So to answer the lady that said she was married to Denzel,
damn.
My name's Chanel. I can't know.
Oh, what's your name again, ma'am? Okay.
Hey, Drip, I'm gonna tell you this. First, when you go in, I told you my late father, my hero. That's why I did that, right? And I ain't have nothing to do in my life. But when I got into it and I saw how things were, I was like, so what I'm gonna do? Stand on the street corner like a lot of people and do all that. But then I saw people, man, because some of us grew up a certain way. Who gonna stand up? Y'all threw y'all children away. A lot of people, right? Because we hear it on the panels all the time. I say, well, I'm gonna stand in the gap, and it caused me some friction. And these will tell you some of the things caused him some friction, but we stood in the gap, and that's why we said absolutely we would do it over and over again.
So I've been doing it for 20 years, and I got 10 more to go, so I can retire. But
thank you.
So I don't have nightmares, but I know the people that have slept in the same bed with me say I jerk a lot when I'm sleeping, right? So I don't know what that's about, but I've done a lot. I've been SWAT team commander. I've done a lot with I worked with Homeland Security as a narcotics detective for 8 years, so I saw a lot going with that. And it was, I don't know if that has to do with the jerking or it, but I don't have nightmares where I wake up scared or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's just,
so would you do it again?
Hell yeah, I love it.
Hell yeah, I love it. Wouldn't trade it for the world.
Okay.
Wouldn't trade it for the world.
Oh yeah.
Hey, but Diesel, ain't it amazing? You say you were doing some jerking, and all them jokers laying in the bed with jerk after jerk after jerk and getting babies by. Man, I want to defend us as best we can, even if it costs me my life, right? We got to have things in place. We know everybody's not built like that, and that's fine. We're not expecting everybody to do it. And that's why when people say thank you for your service, I said thank you for your support, because we all came.
I said the same thing.
Yeah. Thank you for your support. I said thank you for your support.
Hold on, Stan. Let me say this real quick. Yeah. Y'all really inspiring me, bro, to really like, and this might cause friction too, because I know where these are from, and it's cool. I understand, I love it. But bro, a nigga want to do like a real intimate one-on-one, no panel style interview with like the people who like did 20, 30 years in this in the service and on the force type shit, just to kind of see how they mental was before and how they mental was now. I think that'd be amazing, bro.
Let me tell you something. The way I thought about things back then, and I look back, and women will even tell you, like I have totally changed from the time I started to now.
I already know.
Right. So I mean, you would get a lot of insight on the psyche that people have to deal with when you talk about law enforcement going in and being into these people's personal business and having to, fix the problem that they're having, regardless of what it is. We're always trying to fix somebody's problem, right? So it really affects a person when they have to go through something like that. And even doing it for 5 years to change you.
Right.
Do you?
Go ahead.
I was going to ask, do y'all have a heightened sense of paranoia? Especially the Diesel guy, because he said he was narcotics. Is somebody else
I can't hear
background.
We can't hear you. Nah, your ass sound like you in a cave somewhere. Where you at?
In a cave.
No, go ahead and ask your question.
No, we didn't hear your question.
Drip trying to clear it.
Both y'all was talking at the same time. Well, hold on, Chanel, because Shanique ain't said it the whole time. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, work highway safety in Miami, like they started this new thing where now they have to have a state trooper in there every single day, all day. And one of the dudes that we talk all of them, but one of them was like the thing that really changed him was like the car accidents. Like imagine seeing like somebody, because I used to argue like, why y'all make me wear my seatbelt? If I don't want to wear my seatbelt, I don't have to. And he was like, the seatbelt for me and for everybody else, it ain't for you. Because imagine how that feels when you walk up to the scene of an accident and you see somebody that done flipped the windshield, they hand over here, they body over here, they arm over here. Like that to me is like the absolute craziest thing to have to experience as law enforcement. Like just being desensitized when you see those types of things, like, oh, here's an unalive body, like, it's just normal to you. And that's to me.
Yeah. Yeah, wow.
She's in the hallway, so it was hard for me to understand exactly what she was saying, but I think I got the gist of it. Basically, my experience going to car accidents, that's the one call that I can honestly say I've seen the most people die right in front of me. It's
that's wild. Ooh, man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro. That damn. You know what I would think it would be? Well, 2 seconds, Chanel, I promise. I know it was your turn. My bad, sweetie. I think I think it would be more of the sounds, bro, for me. Real shit. Because I've seen a lot that I probably shouldn't have seen, and I don't take nothing for granted, and I don't regret it because it really kind of made me think a certain way that stay out the way type shit. But at the end of the day, it would be the sounds for me, like a nigga hollering, a woman and child screaming, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would be like my PTSD, like, jumping out my seat for some shit because I would hear that sound. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, y'all be on the scene, anything can happen on that scene that's real time, and y'all got to hear the moans and groans and the oh man, oh my god, and the screams and shit.
Yep.
Even with staying them, they send a goddamn missile somewhere, and it's 20 people moaning and groaning, and motherfuckers detached, and you don't know what's going on. You just hear this shit until you get there, and oh my god, it is a fucking wreck.
Hey, Drip, so Chanel can go because I know. That because I wanted to respond to her question. I want her to ask it again. But Drip, my biggest fear in the world is not getting there on time. You don't know how it is to hear the stuff squawking. You got to get permission to go out there, and you get there and everything is on fire, right? Fine, right? No, hey, it happened. Okay, well, we readjust, right? And everybody can't just readjust. It's like, so I was supposed to give up my first deployment in 2004 and the other 10 after that. No, we tweaked it. I mean, but we know everybody's not built like that, man. And that's no problem. But the ones that's built like that, let's do what we got to do. How much time you got left in your life to do what you need to do? You tell us to stand up. You tell us to do whatever. We know we all can't do it, but the ones that can, thank you for your service. And I say thank you for your support. That shit squawking across that dang on mic. And that's why my man Diesel, he hear the stuff coming across the comms the whole while he's doing that, right? When he first started joining the force. Man, you some of us can adapt, right? We all can't, because a lot of people just quit, retire, whatever, right? I mean, not even retire, they just quit. But man, hey man, thank y'all for y'all support. I land the plane there, and Drip, whenever you want to put Chanel in so she can ask her question.
Go ahead, Chanel. My bad. Go ahead. I was on mute. My bad. Go ahead, Chanel.
She's not on the stage no more.
She got a what?
She's not on the
Oh, damn, she was mad. Oh, Lord Jesus, it's all good. I ain't worried about it. Nah, man, shit, this been a hell of a show, man. We talked about a lot, man. We've been streaming like 6-7 hours. Shanika, we proud of you. I know why you got an echo back there. It ain't nothing in there. You sleeping on the floor tonight. It's all good. I love it. I love it. You over the elevator.
Her front shit got repossessed. Hey, it's okay.
Okay. we want to this one, I
I know you're gonna cuss us out in the Discord. I know you are, Shanika.
Lord Jesus. I'm talking about got you a new spot. That's what I'm saying. Shit.
Yeah.
So look, you need to tell Drip what he need to send to the new spot. I'm gonna goddamn send you some green screens or some shit or some kind of some type of aesthetic for the studio, so you can upgrade your YouTube presence, man. And you throw send your ass a lamp or some, or maybe some. Well, I can't say what I say. We got the police on the panel. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Something like that for your and shit.
Hey, Diesel, I appreciate you, brother.
Oh yeah,
man,
you know
we
what?
do what it do. We do what we do, brother. Because when they say, "Will you do it again?" Absolutely, every day.
Every day, huh? I feel you,
Yeah,
bro.
Diesel said the same thing. He's like, "Hey, yeah, I do it all over again." Sure.
Right.
Who gonna do it? The guy in the barber shop that got diabetes, obese, and ain't doing nothing. Yeah, they gonna go out there and do what we do. Nah, so we just let y'all talk. I mean, talking about them jokers in the barbershop, man, they just talking and doing whatever, man. It's a challenging job, right? Fine. Somebody we decided to do it, right? Because it's all voluntary, right? Now, so I mean, come on, man. We got to support one another or shut up.
There you
Because
go.
we don't need y'all vote.
Nah,
we don't trust me. We don't need y'all vote.
So let me stand. I'm gonna run a hideout show. What time is it? I'm gonna stream the shit with JP from the hideout because it's gonna be ugly. And hideout full of the smoke. I'm telling y'all, somebody told me it's the new Fight Club 2.0. I said, take it how you wanna. But I'm gonna run a stream from that boy tonight. I'm actually doing a thumbnail right now at probably like 10:30 Central Standard Time, East Time.
What's the hideout?
It's a smoke. So it's a bunch of pipe dreams of smoke and a bunch of
Is that another channel?
Yeah, that's my other channel. Yes, sir. BJ, can you put
yeah, because we're not trying to monetize that so people can talk.
Yeah, and if you went to Tech Diesel, I got a stream called A Plug. It's a channel for content creator resource for all platforms, software gems. I build gaming PCs, all kind of wild shit.
Shit, I need to holler at you then.
Yeah,
Hey, Diesel, Drip, Diesel. I've been knowing you for years, and I've been knowing Drip for a while. Y'all collab, and I'm telling you, man, it's good. Man, I ain't, man, because I don't want no backlash, right? But I believe in doing real things. You see how Diesel's poised and Drip is poised, man. Y'all share the information in the back. However y'all decide to do it. Nah, man, it's gonna be a great thing. But the hideout Diesel is that we're not trying to monetize that channel so everybody can get everything off their chest type thing. Because we're trying to keep these two channels clean, content plug, the tech, and this channel. Right, so hideout, get it off your chest. What is going on, right?
It's a cool spot. It's cool.
It's
no rules. Ain't no panel rules. No shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can come up. Just no doxing and no kid shit and shit. We good to go because I don't play that type of shit. That shit is fucked up. It's not good for the people. So it's just, but the first little cheerleading fight was Shaky Breaky and Quaffy. And shout out to them guys too. It really wasn't, it was cool, what I'm saying, for the first show. But JP told me since I ain't got kids, I'm worthless, bro. So I'm on his neck. I'm on his fucking neck. So
me and JP got history. So I really don't talk about him.
Yeah. But we'll get to the hideout so you can see what the latest. But hey, Diesel is always a pleasure to hear you talk and hear you speak. I'm in NC and we'll link up so we can sit out and chill out.
You cut me out one more time and try to run my show, Stan, I'm gonna drop your ass.
No, Diesel was talking. My bad, Drip.
Thank you, sir.
I see you in the hideout. How about
at ease,
that?
soldier. At ease, soldier. At ease.
I don't see the hideout on the in the comments. I don't see the hideout.
BJ, can you post the hideout for your boy?
It.
Yeah, appreciate you, Stan. I forgot you was a moderator, Stan. Because you be on the panel moderating. My bad, good sir. Sergeant Stan, goddamn Lieutenant Dan. Appreciate you. Oh, you posted? Okay, cool. Yeah, man.
Put some respect on my name first, Sergeant.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sergeant, Master Sergeant. Goddamn. And put the plug too, BJ, because that'll be some. Like I said, man, we really be vibing over there. And shout out to Miss Joy, the first person come out the Drip Nation tier membership. They got monetized. Appreciate that. She got her monetization. Drip, man, hey man, we put in work. We did our thing. We did shoot, and the fact that she believed in me and listened was everything. It don't even matter about them. It's just the fact that she listened and believed in me. Because a lot of folks say this, say that, and then they don't trust your word, and they end up doing what they want to do on their own side, and they never reach that tier. So the plug page will be monetized in about a month. That's a fact. I tell y'all 3 months max, and I'm monetizing that boy. And, it's been working. So shout out to everybody watching, man. We finna give our final thoughts. 10:30, 11, we're gonna run a hideout stream. Part 2 with JP. You know, just it ain't gonna be like no beef shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But just like us addressing the bullshit, because and Rooster come, he ain't even touching the panel. I ain't gonna hold you. Not tonight. But yeah, I ain't got time. Too much of Rooster in one day is too much. But if y'all want to get our final thoughts, we'll start with the ladies first. Chanel. Oh no, she gone. Okay, so Shanika the co-host. So I'm gonna let Mr. Diesel crank it up. You want to get your final thoughts, Mr. Diesel?
Yeah, man. So this whole Diddy thing proves to us that we need to stop trying to put our own biases out there and just know what the law is. Go off what the law is, man. That's basically what it is. You never know what's gonna happen with a trial. With a jury. You never know.
That makes so much sense, bro. I got slandered so long for his whole trial weeks. Drip, he going to jail for life. And guess what? All them trolls that was saying that shit came back today and they got his. Well, he got goddamn certain for 2. No, don't run that shit back now.
If you look at everything that I said about this trial before, I said, y'all, it's a jury trial. You cannot call a jury trial. Period, point blank.
We told him to wait.
Damn, boy.
Do it.
Well, he definitely took it to trial, and you see, everybody wasn't for all that shit. Everybody was saying it looked, but see, I think the video brainwashed everybody. I think that's what their motive was to run that video. It was gonna make everybody think he's a monster, which he is, and he needed put under the ground for that shit. Oh, JD, you lucky I'm on my laptop downstairs. I would have played the intro. God damn it. I'm trying to make it
But he wasn't on trial for that video. That's the problem.
And see, that's what I'm saying, Diesel. It's so much commotion with media, bro. Everybody gets the brainwash, even me, because sometimes I'll watch some shit like, oh shit, that's crazy. And then I watch something else and it's totally different and it makes sense, but it don't make sense like the other person's shit was. So yes, bro, this media is so crucial to the world that, bro, it's the reason why they make content. And you got to have content creators, bro, because there's so many bias of like opinions, bro. It's insane. And bro, it make good content.
Yep.
But nah, that's a fact. Go ahead, Stan. Go ahead and get 5 thoughts.
Hey, like always, man, it's good to see you, Diesel, and thank you. You know, linking up with Drip. You know, is giving the other side of the perspective, because it doesn't matter what the public opinion. You can throw that in the trash, but I would say, family first, family always. Stop listening to people. You know, hey. When I talk, I give a way, not the way. Stop listening to people that have no way. The cavalry is not coming to save us. We all we got and we all we need.
They coming to get
and you through.
Look, they coming to get me. Cavalry, come get your boy. Shit, I can put my time in. Shanika. Hold on, Smitty down there? Smitty. Okay, now I can see my shit. Okay, go ahead, Chanel. You want to get your final thoughts?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to everybody that came and hit the panel, everybody that engaged with us in the chat. I want to give a shout out to everybody that watched my channel. I see you. I appreciate you. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Did you hit the like button? Go check.
Hey, you. Yeah, you sitting on the couch. Go hit that like button. Okay, thank you.
For sure. Make sure y'all subscribe to everybody's channel that's in the comments. Make sure y'all check out Diesel TV. Definitely appreciate you for rocking with us today and giving us that insight. Right. Shout out to everybody that's in the Cash App and the Super Chat. Shout out to Artifact. Shout out to Combat Veteran. Shout out to BJ, A-Dub in the mother building for sure. Shout out to Madison. Shout out to everybody that wanted to send a super chat, but they funds a little low. We appreciate the thought. Definitely. Make sure y'all subscribe to the, join the Drip Court. I'm telling you, it's lit over there. We don't have to worry about the regulations of YouTube. And so it's good conversations over there as well. Plenty of ways to connect with us. Make sure y'all cop a membership. If you are a content creator, subscribe to Content Club. You can just search up Content Club 93 and look for the link in the comments. He dropped hella gems over there, and he will get you monetized. Get a membership. Get monetized for sure. You watch Miss Joy do it right in your face. He doing it in your face. He making these intros right in your face.
In your face, literally on the screen. Yep.
That's it. I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all, man. You know, Drip got that music. Y'all need background music. All that type of shit is there. Is here. Have no fear. We don't do the copyright shit at all. For all you local jokers out there, selling folks say shit and they get copyright, you need to go to hell and you're through. And I said what I said because that shit is not right. And you know that shit is messing with people's stuff and it's not right. And God don't get you. So because he don't like ugly. So with that being said, man, sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. And you're through.
Drip Nation, let's go. Coming to the stage.